And we are live, EJ Boxing live here. What's going on, people? Bro, I hope everyone enjoyed the fight. I'm here with one of my top fighters prospects, Malik, and we're gonna discuss the Clarke and the Wardley fight straight off the bat. What's going on, Malik? How you doing? You're on mute. I'm mute. There you go. How you doing, Malik? But there's no sound. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. What's this? No sound, Malik. Know what's going on. All right, we're just getting a little show. Malik he'll say something when he's ready. But listen, that was a top fight. Oh, let me see the background. Someone saying so. Oh, what's going on? Rob G, what's going on, man? Yeah, wow, EJ, welcome back. Yeah, long time, innit? I ain't done. Yeah, EJ back. Yeah. I might as well just back the couple. I was back yesterday, actually. But, people are busy. I came back late. But yeah, it was a good fight, man. Fabio Wardley. Oh, hey, listen, that fight was a bloodbath, man. Woodley showed a lot, boy. With his little limited white collar background. Um, he surprised a lot of people. Malik, what's going on with your? He must have got technical problems. Yeah, with his limited background, yeah, he showed a lot. Showed a lot of what he's made of and stuff like that. And you see why Dillian messes with him. He must have done some. Listen, I think he's just limited in experience, yeah, of just punches because he definitely got the ambition. He wanted it badly. I can see why he's the champion, but that Frazer Clarke's a tough guy, boy. I can see why he stayed in Team GB. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. The only thing to me, he lacks that finishing aggression touch, to go in and finish him, man, because he hurt Fabio a lot of times, yeah, and he body shots and stuff like that. And I was calling for sustained body attack, but he didn't do it. To me, he let Fabio off the hook. And if Fabio ever got thingy call, he took advantage and he got a knockdown. So you got a knockdown, a point deduction, and what you got is a great fight. That was a great fight, great British dust up, a 50-50. And that's what you get in boxing. Boxing has more of them type of fights. But you see, it took a toll on the both of them, man. It took a vicious toll on the both of them. And Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and Humpty Dumpty when he fell off the wall there, he would never be the same again. Everyone's talking about Fabio's nose, bro. That nose. That nose needs a nose job or something to quell the bleeding. Oh, we got Fabio and Fabio. We got what's his name? We got Frazer Clarke in there. Let me see what Frazer has to say in it. See what Frazer has to say about this. Frazer, come on down. Let me see what you say. Oh, go ahead, Frazer. Say what you say. Yeah, better than before. Mm. Frazer's a tough guy, bro. The two of them. Let me see. Frazer. Yeah, yeah. He should have followed up. That's what I'm saying. Didn't follow up. No way. You want to run Fraser? My gosh. I don't think Wardley was straight away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Fraser, tough. He's a tough. That's why he was in TV. He's a tough man. He's a tough man, bro. Because look, see, he wants to run the damn thing back straight away. Oh, he was to run back the thing straight away. You know what I mean? Not me, bro. Not me. I had Wardley by one. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll give it that. Wardley by one. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, when you're ready, yeah? No worries. He's having a problem with his mic. Oh my days, man. I haven't been on this thing for a minute, boy. Listen, I'm trying to get all the gossip. Let's try and get all the gossip. All the gossip going on. All right, who do you think won the fight? Let me see. Let me see. Let me ask everyone in the chat. Who do you think won the fight? And that Ben Whitaker, man. Bad Ben, man. I finally start seeing something. I like what I saw today. You know what I mean? Let me see. Ask people. Who do you think won? Who do you think won? Uh, that fight there was brutal, man. Yeah, Fraser's looking to go back in there. About GBs at GB and this, that, the other, boy. They need to slow down with that talk now, boy. What's up, sir? What's up, man? Yes. Wardley, yeah, Wardley by 2 points. Everyone's saying that it was a great fight. You think one? Everyone's saying that. Everyone's saying the same thing. Wardley, and it looked like Wardley. Wardley deserved to keep his belts. Frazer had the chance. He had many chances in that fight to do him. He just didn't. To me, he let him off. But he's got enough experience in there. I think the fight was good. It was a good learning fight for the both of them, innit? But for British boxing, that's what happens when you get a 50-50 fight, man. Yeah, stop these bullshit, like these journeymen in there. Like, I don't know why they do that. Like, I think the boxing needs more of that to see what people are about. I don't think these guys are going nowhere going to be world champions, yeah. But they will give it. They'll give anyone a good test, in it. You know what I mean? They'll give a lot of the guys tests. Fabio Wardley is really good. He's really impressive. He's tough, but that nose is terrible. I don't know what it took out for them. what he took out of the fighters. Let me see what you're saying here. Let me see. Yeah, I like the heavyweight scene, yeah, at the moment. Yeah, I think the rematch might be on the card. I like to see Wardley go for the European. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I think him and Fisher, him and Johnny Fisher will be good. I think some more domestic fights, big fights and domestic against these local guys because they got big followings. You can make nice money. You don't need to go European and fight a guy, unknown guy, no one knows. I think you could defend the belt a bit more. A Frazer Clarke, Johnny Fisher, any of them fights there, innit? And then let the other guys have a chance to come up as well. I think that's the way. The first time I heard about Congo was from DJ. Yeah, I saw Congo in his first. I was at Congo's first ever fight in the York Hall. You know what I mean? He fought not the way I'm used to. He's very good on the front foot. He actually boxed on the back foot and he countered and he made 𝗰𝗹𝗀𝗶𝗰𝗋. I think they were wary of his power too much, but I think if Chris could have stood there with him, I think he could have made it a better fight and actually probably stopped him. 𝗰𝗹𝗀𝗶𝗋 is only one dimensional and he can hit, but he hasn't got no other thing style and that. I think Chris Congo done very well, beat him fairly easy on the scorecard as well. And he congratulations to Chris Congo. Yeah, thanks for that, T-Dex. Yeah, I think Wardley did so well considering he busted his nose. His nose has always been cut off from the Nathan Gorman fight. That's when it really happened with it. He's never looked back at that. That's when the nose really, I think it was a headbutt or something like that. But why the nose is messed up. His nose is, yeah. Marciano style. Like, yeah. Yeah, they look beamed up in it. Who's this? Who's this a shop there? Jay, who's Jay? You unmute yourself. You're on mute, bro. You see you got mute? Like, you got to unmute yourself. Let me try and unmute you so you can speak. You're probably speaking. Oh, you're gone. All right, cool. There you go. You're back. I got beat. Who's this? Mute your mic. Your mic's okay. Your mic's muted, bro. I'm muting mic.
I'm just driving. I'm just driving at the moment. I'm listening.
Who's this?
Flips.
Who's this?
Malachi.
Oh, Malachi. All right, I'll put you on mute, Malachi. Stay there, Malachi. No problem. All right, stay there. All right, that's Malachi. Yeah. So what we doing? Yeah. So yeah, I think Wardley did so. Yeah, considering he busted his nose up like Marciano style. Yeah, he'd only ever gone 7. Oh, see, okay. That shows it. Frazer definitely showed more experience in the fight. He pulling out his mouthpiece and tying him up a little thing. But to me, you can see in Team GB, and for mans who done Malachi done white collars as well, and he's the amateur, so he'd know more than anything. It's just rounds in, it's experience. But white collar and amateur, the real difference is like depending on the matchups. I think everything can be dependent on the matchup because even white collar, if they match you hard, you're getting a beating. So you're gonna get a beating, and I think this one was even. Fabio Wardley showed that white collar is still boxing. I don't know what the standard, maybe not as good as amateur, but it's still boxing at the end of the day. And he definitely showed caliber. He definitely lacked experience, and I think he probably got that going the distance. And he showed toughness. A lot of things he showed and Frazer showed. But Frazer, listen to Frazer. Frazer wants to go back in there. I don't think the European title holder is much at the moment, unless you know him. Now, I don't know him, but I feel like if you get ranked too far, you're gonna miss these domestic fights, and these are the ones that gets everyone talking. Sads, you know what I'm trying to say? That's the ones that people want to see. I think this fight will keep talking and keep building all the while, and I think if you keep having these kind of fights like Fisher, put Fisher in there as well, and some of these guys in there, boy, listen, that's a fight you can sell a card on that and build off that, and I think that's what we need to back invest and stop. If you go too far afield. But if you go too far afield, you're going to be out in deep waters, and I don't think these guys can swim out there in the Europeans at the minute. I mean, Frazer probably could do well, but eventually they're going to get cut down by all the top boys. The top boys are too good. Frank Sanchez's and the Bacoli's, and then man, it's too much, man. It's too much for now. And in my opinion, that's my opinion. All right, one of my work colleagues is a mate of Congo. Yeah, Congo. I know Congo from when he's pro. Congo's all right. I still got him on. I still get his number. He still messages me on WhatsApp for tickets. sending me if I want to buy tickets and that. So I know Congo from a long while, and then they put a good performance in. Congratulations to Congo. There's a different type of white collar boxing. You got the non-decision exhibitions and I've done and done them in the top level white collar that are competitive and have quality athleticism taking part. All right, I'll take your word for it. A fight is a fight, bro. Even if you choose fight, you're still competing. So I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. You know what I mean? I agree with that sentiment. I can't disagree with you, Saj, on that one. Let's see some let's find out what's going on. Where we are here. I mean, this boxing thing is crazy, bro. Everyone is just. Where's my YouTube up there? Yesterday. People might jump in. I think everyone needs to sit in there. I think the draw is dissatisfying. It's very unsatisfying. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not overly happy about the draw. I mean, I picked the Frazer on points. Malachi, I never knew it was a live panel. Yeah, it's live. Live, Malachi, a lot of people. They press the link, I said jump in. People like, what? EJ, what you got me on? Them men just bounce so quickly, they don't want to be on a live panel. This is what I want to say. TalkSport was on it as well, man. That TalkSport, I don't know why they keep going after that Conor Benn, man. Don't know why you keep relentlessly going after that guy. Just leave the man alone, man. Bloody hell, just riding that guy out. Why? All right. We'll see what we've got here. In TalkSport. What's the Dillian? Let me see what Dillian said. Dillian, why see what he said? Oh, they got the press coppers up already. Oh, they got the presser. That was quick.
Your boy put up with Frazer Clarke an absolute classic tonight.
Yeah, I'm proud of both of them. Fabio, I'm super proud of him. His nose went early. He stuck it on. He fought like a dog. I couldn't have asked anything more than him, man. I felt like it was my own son in there tonight, man. Proud.
I mean, I saw images of yourself, jumping off your seat, shouting and screaming at Fabio. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm just tired. I'm tired. I need to go home and sleep. I'll go to bed. I'm exhausted. Man. I'm exhausted.
There were times in the fighting where Frazer could have just given up. Fabio could have just given up. They both persisted and continued until the very end.
They showed great heart, man. They showed great heart. And that's what happened. The British start was rise people up the level and that. And they showed once again,
Fair result?
No, I thought Fabio win.
How is he after you spoke to him after the fight?
He's alright. He's a bit sore and a bit beaten, but he's fine. He's happy. He's laughing. We're cracking joke. He's enjoying himself. So yeah.
What would you like to see next?
I don't know. I like to see him rest and recover and then we talk. I don't like to put pressure on guys this and that. I like to let him rest. He just had a massive 12-round war.
That's right.
Let him rest and then we see what happens,
It's a great success story, Dylan, because no one had heard of Fabio. He's come through the white collar scene. He does some sparring for you. He fights on some of your undercards. Next thing you know, he's fighting for 12,000, 13,000 people at the O2.
When you believe in people and give people a chance, it shows that right motivation and giving people the right chance and the things the right way, what they can do,
Quick word on 𝗱𝗿𝗄 as well. Obviously, I know you said he makes you very nervous.
Oh man, I feel like I've aged 10 years tonight. Both of them. 𝗱𝗿𝗄 was just trying to kill Stephen Robinson, man. He hit him with every fucking thing, you know what I mean? Stephen Robinson's tough guy, respect him too, you know what I mean? Tough guy. Everyone, lots of people that put their heart on the line tonight. It was crazy. Good card tonight. Well done, boxer. Well done, Platform Sports Reckon together with him.
The final one on you. You fought him many times. We're going to see you back under this roof one more time, or a few more times.
God willing, O2 is a good place to fight. It's easy to get to as well. Trains, running, everything's great venue.
Dylan, appreciate your time. I know you're tired.
Yeah, enough of that, bro. Frazer's upset, bro.
What you gotta say, man? Talk about the night. Crazy night. First of all, congratulations to both of the fighters just for putting on possibly the fight of the year already. It was pretty special. That was intense. Wasn't an enjoyable watch. So I think either of the teams, it was just unbelievable. I think the knockdown and maybe the point deduction that that people will look back on and maybe question, maybe swung it into towards a draw. But Frazer should be incredibly proud. He showed a huge amount of guts. I feel like he dominated the fight at times. But Fabio Wardley, he is the most. I've never seen a fighter out on his feet was still as dangerous as what he is. It's pretty special. It's incredible. His face was mashed up at times, and he just kept coming. And he was always dangerous. But yeah, obviously good not to win. Felt that perhaps we did enough. But the main thing for British boxing, what an advert! That was incredible. Two absolute warriors, showed a huge amount of heart. Frazer will learn so much from that as his first real fight in the professional ranks. I think people forget, his ninth professional fight, and yeah, probably did just enough, but can't argue with the draw. It was an incredible spectacle, and yeah, it'd be great to see it again. And I think Fabio might need a bit of time looking at his face, and he might need a bit of time. But special night, and huge viewing figures, and I know just what an advert for British boxing.
Smooth. Well, I'll open it up to the floor. For asking questions. Them titles, I wanted them titles by blood. I'm trying, and I wanted them titles for my kids, but you live and you learn, I'm healthy. Like I've said in a few interviews, just this past week, I've had people real close to me, these family members, so I know that this is not pain, that's real pain. I'm healthy. I've come through the fight. I've learned a lot. I just hope this man to my left can guide me now. The ability to guide me in the right place, right direction, and I think I've shown that I can do something in this sport. I really can. I knew this stuff. Obviously, we've seen it before. We know about when he gets hit, he comes alive and stuff like that. So I was expecting that. I'm just kicking myself a little bit. You just think, why didn't you just turn the screw a little bit? Because I feel like at one point, you feel someone's energy just go. But on the other hand, this is a man that's had so many knockouts. You've got to be a bit wary. I won't say he's the biggest puncher I've ever been in with, but he definitely hits hard enough to make you worry to go acting like that.
I think it's the biggest fight for both of them. And usually that means it happens.
Frazer,
I think Fabio will need more time with Frazer. Otherwise, we'd be looking at running it back very, very soon. But yeah, I believe it happens. Fabio's a warrior. He wants the biggest fights. He wants the biggest nights, just like Frazer does. And there's no bigger fight now. And I believe we'll see it again.
It's a good fight, but yeah, he definitely needs more time off, man. Was it Johnny Nelson? He's probably talking about they probably took years off their career and all that stuff. That's what Johnny Nelson. Let me see. Oh, they deleted that one. All right. Let me see what TalkSport said. I'm coming back to you, look, 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗆. 𝗪𝗪𝗄𝗆 was there. A man's killed Brook in there.
There's always promising when a fight ends up in a draw. Tell you, after 12 rounds of boxing, as we said, both the winners. There's no losers in there, but it's just a strange one, isn't it? It's that odd feeling.
It is, but I dispute that 115-112 score because Clarke had 2 points deducted, one for a knockdown and one for a low blow. That means that the judges had that 8 rounds support him, and I just don't see that myself. They were exhilarated by this. They both gave everything they've got, and if they have to do it,
They will do it again. It's rematch and trilogy stuff, isn't it? Absolutely. Listen, you can't not want to see that again. I mean, look, when both guys leave it in the ring like that, yes, we thought Fabio Wardley won the fight, but a couple of rounds I've said he was
Everyone does.
scoring. You're not going to argue with the draw. Looks over at Johnny Nelson, he said to be draw. He called it the draw. It's one of those fights you go, the only benefit we all get out of this is we get to see it again.
That was insane. I kind of said in that last round, Adam, I hope it is a draw. And I'm sitting here feeling very pleased with both guys that they've come away from that, maybe in their heart thinking, hey, I won that, but they didn't, and we can see it all again. And that next time they do it, they can put it in a stadium. That's going to be massive.
John, it's a great point. After a fantastic fight like that, they both go home with something, but still, the spectators walk out and they think it's a draw. It's not a win either way.
Right.
There's got to be a rematch.
The great thing is, they're both winners tonight. They're both going to really respect each other. The grudge is going to go out the window now, and they're just going to go back to the drawing boards and work tactically on where they both need to be. Frazer Clarke was magnificent tonight, by the way. We saw a different level from him, a different level, and I think he'll get better and better. Absolutely great chin, by the way, Sven.
Listen, he's trying to create history there and becoming the quickest ever to win a British heavyweight title. I thought that was absolutely sensational. The big question marks were, could Frazer Clarke raise his game? Could he go through the levels? Well, the answer is yes.
Frazer Clarke and Fabio Wardley are going straight back to the dressing rooms and not doing the Sky interview in the ring. And I think that's a really sensible call. I know, because I've been on the other side, how difficult you want to hear from them. But you know what? It was such a thunderous and brutal fight. Let them get backstage. Let them get their wits about them.
Yeah, no, what they're about to do is both be medically examined because they went through a torrid war, and you want them to be checked out properly at the back. We know what they're both going to say. I thought I'd win it. I won it. I respect my opponent. I can't wait to do it again.
Right about that.
It was absolutely insane there. What a performance from both men. Really, really good. Just so glad they've both gone and been taken to get checked over, because a fight like that, both guys need to be maybe going to hospital, just checking that everything's okay. That was incredible. I'd say again, as I suggested in that last round, neither of them been the same again after that. With such a savage contest, with so much given. Can they possibly get to that level for a second time?
It's a really good point. And often when we're talking about 𝗰𝗍𝗀𝗶𝗰 and fights like that at the world title level, your second one, your third one's never quite the same, and you wonder if you do lose something in that encounter. But they need a big rest. They need to recover. The health and safety is the most important, because that was crucial.
The only one needs all that is Fabio.
No one here will ever forget. No one watching. No one listening. And no one that watches it back will ever forget, because it's two guys that gave absolutely everything, and you can't ask for more.
Yeah, totally agree with that, Adam. It was one of those that will go down in history as one of the most heavyweight fights of all time, and that will take some beating. Both guys left it on the line. You remember Derek Chisora and Dillian White, who's here in attendance, actually the manager of Fabio Wardley, when they punched themselves to a standstill in that first contest. That was the sort of level we was at here, but these guys were near exhaustion.
What's that guy? Near exhaustion. I had Frazer, but I'm not mad at the draw. All right, that guy. Just the points deduction was garbage. Yeah, I thought so. But I didn't see it was warranted. I didn't see it was warranted. So I have to agree with that one. No. I tell you that talk sport, they're fun, I don't know why they keep going after. I mean, if I caught up with them, why keep after Conor Ben? Why you keep riding it? You riding that story like a bloody old donkey. I don't know why they keep doing that. In my opinion, I mean, they ride Conor Ben, bloody hell. British bull, Conor Ben. People want to know so you can ban it. You're getting a bit too far, in my opinion. That's what I think. Would you? Digging into Conor Ben too much for me. That Conor Ben was gonna knock out bloody thing, 𝗱𝗿𝗄𝗏. That confident even tackle the man with a baseball bat.
No, but what those guys had to do, get their things in and go to a place that no human being would ever go.
In boxing, and in sport itself, I've said this many times, get yourself to heavyweight title fights. Doesn't matter if it's British, European or world level. There's 36 minutes of relentless action. There's almost nothing like sporting occasions. It's an amazing, amazing fight. We feel on the desk that Wardley's won this, but who knows?
The viewers' verdicts on Sky have got it level. I tell you what, not only one of the greatest British heavyweight titles we'll ever see, but double their money, triple their money tonight. Those two left everything in the ring, and there is no loser in that.
We talked about the Saudi mix and these guys getting the top 20 heavyweights in the world. If they can deliver fights like that, they are world. That was a world-class event tonight.
If you look at some of the stuff that we've peddled to Saudi as massive heavyweight fights, they absolutely don't hold a candle to that. That totally eclipses anything that Saudi
It's killing each other, man. Oh, they've got paid.
I totally agree with that. You know, you look at that concept. Both guys had to go to there. You know, through that they were both totally gone at the beginning of the 12th round, but they found it from somewhere. They stayed on their feet, which I'm so glad they both did. Absolutely for me enough, but that was absolutely insane.
amazing fight. And just wait for the two corners, the two men. There must be 30 or 40 people in that ring now, surrounded by photographers as well, the television cameras up there, and an anxious wait for the fighters as the car. We're all having more I got it. All-time big the two fighters have hard together, and we can find it is the champion. Shaping round the distance. 113. Wardley. Chuck Howard Walker. He's at 115 to 112. 113 to 113. Ruled. Always control. It's just strange.
I just
That was my kind of last round. I hope, and I'm very pleased with the point that maybe in the whole stadium. That's going to be massive. John, it's a great point. After a fantastic fight like that, they both go home with something. But still, the spectators walk out and they think it's a draw. It's not a win either way. There's got to be a rematch. The great thing is they're both winners tonight. They're both going to they're just going to go out of the window now, and they're just going to go back to the drawing board and work tactically on where they both need to be. Frazer Clarke was magnificent tonight, by the way. We saw a different level from him, a different level, and I think he'll get better and better.
Absolutely.
A great chin, by the way, Spencer.
He was trying to create history there, becoming the quickest ever to win a British heavyweight title. I thought that was absolutely sensational. The big question marks were, could Frazer Clarke raise his game? Could he go through the levels?
Frazer Clarke and Fabio Wardley are going straight back to the dressing rooms and not doing the Sky interview in the ring. And I think that's a really sensible call. I know people say how difficult you want to hear from them, but you know what? It was such a thunderous and brutal fight. Let them get backstage, let them get their wits about them.
Yeah, no, what they're about to do is both be medically examined because they went through a torrid war and you want them to be checked out properly at the back. We know what they're both going to say. I thought I'd win it. I won it. I respect my opponent. I can't wait to do it again.
A lot of blood this weekend.
Absolutely insane there.
A lot of blood this weekend.
Both men really,
Seems when
both gone and been taken to get checked out
Sebastian
like that.
Fondora.
Both guys need looking on. Maybe going to hospital, just checking everything's okay. That was incredible.
I'd say again, as I suggested in that last round, can either of them be the same again after that? Because it was such a savage contest with so much given. Can they possibly get to that level for a second time? It's a really good point. And often when we're talking about 𝗱𝗿𝗀𝗶𝗰 and fights like that at the world title level, your second one, your third one's never quite the same, and you wonder if you do lose something in that encounter. But they need a big rest. They need to recover. The health and safety is the most important, because that was brutal. That was a fight that no one here will ever forget. No one watching, no one listening, and no one that watches it back will ever forget, because it's two guys that gave absolutely everything, and you can't ask for more.
Yeah, totally agree with that, Adam. It's it was one of those. Well, that will go down in history as the most memorable British heavyweight fights of all time, and that will take it. That both guys left it on the line. You remember 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗍𝗏 and 𝗍𝗍𝗋𝗄 White, who's here in attendance, actually the manager of Fabio Wardley, when they understand doing that first contest. That was the sort of these guys.
It was in Manchester. One AJ White here, obviously not possible. I think that from start to finish, the way it was sustained, and there was a knockdown, and Frazer Clarke came back. Let's go to Gareth, who's with Ben Davison. What a fight!
Adam Smith just said to us a fight. That must have been unbelievable in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, so exhilarating. Exciting is often the word used, but you're also concerned as well, because you know what it takes out of the fighters as well. Tremendous fighters. What heart, the pair of them. And, Fabio's my man, obviously, but got a lot of time and respect for Frazer. And for that to only been his 9th fight to show what he's shown there, what phenomenal as well.
And they're only bound to do it again now, so we're going to get. I know exactly, but they will. This may end up one of the great. We're all saying that's one of the greatest heavyweight fights we've witnessed live, because either man seemed like they could go at any time towards the end, and it was literally the will and physicality that they had left in them to keep them going. How concerned me, Fabio looked awful from our position.
Yeah, he needs to get that fixed. It's been an issue for a long time, and it's causing him issues. It's opening up fight after fight, so it's definitely something we need to get sorted. But yeah, like you said, there was so many to and fro's in there, where one fight was having a moment, then the other fight was having a good moment. What a matchup for the pair.
Did you feel Fabio won that?
I thought it was close, but I'm not going to say like I just, out of respect, I think the judges are there to do their job. And if I was to say, I thought he won it by a round. I didn't sit and score that. It's too, in a fight like that, so I'm not sitting down and scoring round by round. I'll go back and watch it and give you my opinion after scoring it. But I thought it was very tight. I thought, you know, from watching it, I wasn't sure which way it was going to go.
What advice did you give Fabio for that last round? As 𝗱𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗶𝗃 comes up to join us as well. Ben, how do you feel about it?
Not happy in a way. I thought it was a fantastic fight, but I think Frazer did enough to.
Yeah, no,
I'll tell you why. It was a fantastic fight, but all I think about is that low blow, and it was either the first or the second time I saw it. I don't know why it's going off. I don't know.
Because it looked like a clear kind of little trick, but it hadn't warned him, I don't think.
he had warned him. He had warned him.
It didn't look like that to us, but
We'll take this to the bar. We'll take this to the bar and have a little beer.
No, what it is,
The most important thing is that the two men are okay, isn't it?
Exactly. When you have a fight like that, like they have, honestly, a fight like that will take something out of a human being. You can only credit two men like that. What a fight! What a fight! I think we all given fight here already.
Ben, go and see your guys, all right? Because I know you wanted to make it to the back room. Ben, just join me for a minute. What a fantastic Easter night we had Sunday. I'm going to throw back to the boys in a minute. But well done on a tremendous card tonight. Thoroughly entertaining. It's a great night of boxing. The boxers won tonight over the brawlers. And in the end, the crowd and boxing won with that heavyweight event.
thank you. Yeah, incredible night. Incredible fight to top it off. Oh, I'm drained, you know what? I need to lie down.
Go and lie down. Back to you guys as 𝗱𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗶𝗃 goes to lie down.
Ben needs a rest. What an extraordinary night we've had. A reminder that Trans-Euro Express follows us from
I
11.
don't know about that.
Danny Kelly and 𝗱𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗃 bring you up.
I don't know about that stuff there. He's going to talk to the board now. Like, I don't know why they keep going on Conor Ben.
General Secretary Robert Smith.
Robert
What
Smith.
a classic he must have witnessed with Gareth.
Yeah, hi Robert, what a night. I mean, you had to calm down the cruiserweights in the corner at one point tonight. I saw you telling Isaac and Chev and Vidal to calm down and 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. But what a heavyweight. Look, you've been around a long time. We got 230 years in age in our team time. Not our producer Ed, who's about 20. But the rest of us 230. You're about 250 yourself.
Not quite as old as John, but
Not quite as old as John, but I mean, we've witnessed. We've seen a lot of fights. The best. Is that the best British or British heavyweight we've ever seen?
I don't know about that, but it was yes. Still, they left us just at a fight, didn't they? Ultimately, they were really good advert for the sport. Great crowd, to be fair. And I think the sport's done really well, and the promoter's done well, and it went well.
Absolutely. And we move on to more heavyweight division. When the heavyweight division's strong, it reflects on all the other divisions.
Always does, always has done, and always will do. People like to see big men having a fight. So now I'm really pleased with tonight. Everything's gone well. A couple of hiccups happened, but no, I thought both boys deserve a huge amount of credit, and you can't give them all that.
Just one thing slightly newsworthy and maybe controversial to finish. Boxing was the winner, with the appeal being your appeal, his appeal being upheld against Conor Ben.
That's a bit cheeky. I'll leave you to it. Have a good one. Take care.
Cheers.
Gareth
Yeah, see?
John Rawlings, Spectre on
See, them not see, they keep leaving. I don't know why they keep going after Conor Ben. It's too bad. I don't understand that. Understand that one there, right there. They leave him alone. They need to leave him alone, and they keep roasting trying to come off the Conor Ben, bro. I don't know why, bro. That conversation is dead. Like, I'm not really interested. You like Ben. I don't care about that. I don't know why those people think that's a big fight, innit? It's not a big fight. It's not a fight. It's a fight the promoters can just talk up. But it's not a fight that people want to see Conor Ben versus. It's not Nigel Ben versus Chris Eubank. It's not that. That ain't Conor Ben versus bloody Eubank Jr. It's not the same. They ain't got the rivalry. They're not even. They've never been in the same weight class. This is a waste of time. Every minute, Conor Ben this, Conor Ben that. Just chasing after him. Here we go. We've got Fabio. Let me see what he said. He's actually finally had a talk. I thought he'd be too mashed up to talk though, but he's not bad no job.
Yeah, I share the same opinion. It was a classic. Both of them show great grit. And they grinded a 𝗬𝗪𝗀𝗲𝗄 115. For Fabio won by round. He's the champion, and while he will remain the champion for as long as he wants to be the champion.
Absolutely. Ben, you're still very happy with Fabio, but anything else that you want to say?
Yeah, just incredible. We knew we had art, but to be that dangerous, even when he's hurt, and to keep coming, it was special. But those late rounds when both of them are out there feet and they just keep coming. I mean, Fabio's face was a sight to behold, and he just kept getting up, and at no point to be careful, and that says a lot about Fabio. It was an unbelievable match. I know one that the fans will get to see again, but I'm just.
It's just not the most open middle fight, but it's not very good. So, yeah, well, I wasn't the one. I mean, it looks really like the class how they were kind of. Yeah, it's just more annoyance, to be honest. Just like blood getting in our mouth, blood getting in my eyes. That's more of it. Like, when you're in the middle of a firefight like that, and a fight like that, you're not going to ouch that much. I'm just cracking on and trying to get the job done. So, yeah, it's just more aggravating than anything.
We seem really, good shots up each other. He told you what the fight was.
Yeah, look, as soon as he got to meet them around, he's not much since, well, maybe not much he loved it, because he never gets me and doesn't like to see me in those kind of fights, but that is also part of the reason why he initially first picked me and took me under his wing, because he knew that was in me. He knew that heart was in me. I'm from the same stock that he is. I'm built the same way he is. He's been in those wars and he's come up, and I'm going through them as well. So mine was going to come sooner or later. I don't want to get into too many more of them. Probably not got a few my life for that, but it's all in the name of a bit of fun.
And lastly, Wales company already said he really wants to rematch. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, look, it's an option, isn't it? It's the fans are probably not. I'm never going to count the draw as a win, but I've still got my belts, and there's been a lot of options on the table for me. Options there'll be something else. We'll take time. I need 5 minutes or so for this. Yeah, immensely proud. Immensely proud. The performance itself, I'm happy with. I did a lot of things wrong. I made a lot of mistakes. That's all I did. I know I've had 16, 17 fights in this game now. 18. I definitely taught me a lot. So to be able to perform that and just give the belt the respect it deserves to be fought for like that is something I'm going to craft. Yeah, look, I was having to second things. In the initial round, he was actually a bit sharper than I thought he might be. Came up pretty well and was taking me some time to figure out how to find stuff. But eventually, I did. Yeah, look, that's something I've done. No matter where, no matter how it's brought up,
no matter how people speak about it. One country is where I started from, so I've always been extremely proud of it, and I've always wanted to be the person that someone can look towards and say, look, okay, I'm doing my collar part. I love the sport. I want to give myself to it. I can have success in professional boxing. So to be able to carry that on my shoulders is something I'm huge will be. Thank you. That was crazy. Crazy one.
Good point, man. This is a good point. He's the poster boy for white collar, man. He definitely is the poster boy for white collar. And a lot of purists are better. But the fact that he's come from white collar and didn't have it there. It's boxing, isn't it? Whether it's white collar or amateur, it's still boxing, and they competed, man. They competed, whether it was white collar versus ABA, whatever. Boxing now, innit? You know, boxing in general, still boxing with white people. The people, white collar, amateur. You want people to go amateurs and say, yeah, that one. But wait, listen, there's some competition in white collar, and they don't have to go through the bullshit. You have to go through an amateur boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do know. You know, anyone can do collar, train for a couple of weeks, and then stick you in there, mate. Check some couple of medicals, and they put you in there. Amateurs, you got to go. You know, amateurs, you got to go through the coaches and stuff, and they ain't gonna put with any coach in it. They're not gonna put you out if you're not ready. Well, they shouldn't do anyway. Amateurs got all kind of bullshit, and all kind of red tape you have to do with. All kinds of red tape, and they pay you as well. They make sure you get your money. One thing about amateur, not white collar, you get paid. It's a badge of honor right there, mate. And people are gonna have to look at that. Look at that guy came from white, and he didn't come out as well. And he's got himself as a pro, but he's been around Dillian White, and he's got the experience, he's got the fights in him, and he put up a gallant performance, man. And you know, arguably, most people, it seems now after that he won that fight there, mate. So it seems like people saying he won that fight. Let me see what he's not talking about. But talking about from far. That was bloody. This one was a bloody affair. This was bloody.
Top money to get in there and do that bullshit he did with Canelo. Did he fix that something? What do you mean?
Yeah, step aside for who?
He opened the door for all this bullshit that's going on now because as soon as he got a ring with Canelo, they made him vacate the belt.
Yeah, he took the payout. He said, I already have these belts. What the fuck am I gonna do with them? My brothers will take a giant payday.
Yes, that's not step aside money. That's step into the door money.
Stepping up with money.
That's step ahead money.
Yeah. There's not much else I want to say, you know. Because to be honest, I will pull outside in the chat. Check it out on the outside chat. I haven't been in for a while. Like I don't expect that many people because I haven't been in for doing it for a while. There's a little amateur fights that I posted up as well. All right, so Fabio people, who do you think won? 60% for Fabio Wardley, 40% for Clarke. And you see, the thing is, Clarke ready to go again. I don't think Fabio's again. Or is he? I don't know. With that knows, I don't think you would think so. The scorecards, Fabio Wardley was a fight, was a draw, a classic. What we got? The British Commonwealth title. Fabio Wardley, Frazer Clarke, battle to a split decision draw in London O2 Centre. Scores 140-130 for Fabio, 112-150 for Clarke, Frazer, and 130-130 the draw. How they do that? Whoa, the point deduction and knockdown. It looked like it was going that way though, because all the blood. But Fabio looked like he was on it, man. There was never no clear dominant winner though in that fight though. Let me see what other people saying. No clear dominant winner in that one. Let me see what this guy.
Considered to be bigger than most of the guys that he's getting there in. right? He's a beast. As before, it was light heavyweight. There's no more 𝗱𝗿𝗄𝗃𝗏 by the time he goes and fights for world titles. So I'm sure he can be a world champion. Like I said before, when somebody can be a world champion, like, you have to think about who is in the division and who's going to be in that.
𝗱𝗿𝗄𝗃𝗏, well, I don't know about that. I don't know how much better he can be better. He's definitely good though. Don't know how much he's better. I guess what? Good fight though. Then we could put on another show though. People love the clowning stuff, but then they love the clowning stuff though, innit? Let me see what the Demon has to say.
I understand that Steve Gray was saying he warned him, but it was a really nothing about this fight. You know, going into this fight, I was picking Fabio Wardley to win. I'm massively professional, I have to be honest with you. I've said that now on several videos. But I have the feeling going into this fight that
that's the truth. They both fighting. This is a step up both of them. But let's go.
This fight be much closer and much more competitive than the David Alive fight, which I would be competitive. It wasn't. I felt that the experience that Clarke had in the amateurs was that good step early on. Ultimately, I was expecting in a way. Clarke with the better experience, he was fresh and he was able to establish the jab, the treat very early on, and it's a punch that Clarke really neglected as the fight went on, and he got much more sloppy with it, was the uppercut on the inside. If you look at round number 2, that's really what, because by the way, this is the second cut in 24 hours we've seen between Sebastian Fondora and Purple. His broken nose, definitely. This was bleeding profusely, much like Fondora's cut, which obviously affected him as well.
Well, he's not Fondora, Costa Tim Zoo.
Primarily, I think it was started by the uppercuts that Frazer Clarke was landing. He was coming up, just sneaking it up the guard, left and right uppercuts. He had a shot that was there for him all night, and he really neglected it. I would have been, if I was there, I would have been saying, double up on that jab, take a half step in, and shoot that straight up. As the fight went on, he did use it, but he got way more sloppy with it. And I don't even think it was the fact that Wardley was telegraphing it or was able to see it coming. I think it was the fact that very sloppy shots from Frazer Clarke as the fight went on. It was a good start to the fight for Frazer Clarke. He was able to establish the jab. He was able to land a couple of shots. He never was probably never in any real trouble in this fight. Apart from the last round where he maybe was stunned a little bit, he never struck me as being in any danger of, really being hurt or backed up at all in the fight. And round 5 was a Clarke up knocked down. He was doing some good work in that round. He was landing some good shots. And then a little later, over the jab with a right hand, lands bang on the button by Fabio Wardley. Frazer Clarke gets back to road. Wardley is someone, when he's hurt or when he has you, he will go through the gears. He will find those gears and he will go. He will let him go for the jugular. Whether he's hurt or whether he has you hurt, that's really Fabio Wardley. He smells blood, or he thinks that you know exactly what he did to Frazer Clarke. I thought Clarke did a decent enough job of blocking some of those shots and slipping with some. They did eventually end up getting through. He went down. He wasn't badly hurt. He certainly didn't fail. I felt that was right near the end of the round. The bell went as soon as I felt it was, say, 30 seconds to go in the round. He probably would have survived. I think Wardley himself even knew, are you not out of it? Now, he's not like in another zone or anything like that. So carries on. Round number 6 was, I think that Frazer Clarke was just kind of like, all right, let's not make any mistakes like I did in the last round. Let's make sure I get my head cleared. And he had to win in round 7. So those 3 rounds were really bad for Frazer Clarke. Even though I felt he won round 7, a point deduction means that you either would score an even or you would score a 10-8 round for Fabio Wardley. If you did give it to him, I personally thought that Clarke won that round. It was kind of after that point, round 8, where the Sky commentary team started talking about running out of steam, and he did slow down. He did definitely slow down. I think they read too much into it because, yes, Wardley had moments late on in the fight where he did look like the gas tank was emptying, but he was still able to find enough to land some combinations to make a couple of rounds. And ironically, for me, like, the Sky commentary team were talking about, oh, you know, Wardley looks like he's got nothing left, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, my guy looks like, you know, he's a 1 liter engine and it's something because he had nothing left in that tank. He really didn't. Also, on Wardley, when I was like, Clarke looks done.
Yeah,
he looks fatigued as hell. Both guys were fatigued as hell. And that guy was just looking to land big shots. And as I said, Wardley was so fatigued, as I said they were. Whenever Clarke landed through his shots, he didn't seem remotely affected. When Wardley landed a few, like through his shots, he was trying to really back up, hold, and, you know, make sure that nothing bad happens.
Yes, man.
Those last few rounds, they were really doing something.
Hi, AJ, can you hear me?
At the end, but Clarke didn't round, so it's really what you like.
How you doing, man? So you sorted out your little technical problem.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so give us your take in it on the fight. Give us your take on the fight then. First and foremost, who did you pick?
I had Wardley.
You picked Wardley, yeah? On what? By points, knockout, or what?
So I had Wardley by points. I wanted him to win. I thought he was going to win by points. I think that my reasoning behind it was because even though Clarke's got the amateur background, I think Fabio Wardley has got the professional experience. So you can't really outweigh that. You can't really forget that. You can go on about him having white collar fights, but at the end of the day, he's a man that's had 17 fights. He's been in there with professionals, and he's gained the experience the hard way by putting in the work. So I gave him that edge. I just thought that he would have the more tactical know-how and probably be able to just do what he's done to previous opponents and just kind of rock them and then just take them on from there. So that's why I had him in winning.
All right, yeah, go on. So tell me what you think about the fight. Tell me about how you saw the fight then.
So I saw the fight. It was a very close match. I don't know how they got a draw due to the knockdown and the point deduction. I'd say the first half of the fight was Frazer Clarke. I think he was dominating. He was working the jab. Obviously, the cut, I think, played a part into it. And he kept, as you saw, jabbing the cut and actually just making it a nuisance for Fabio. But I felt like Fabio kind of stuck in there, showed the heart that we all know he had, and kind of continued to fight his way through. And the later rounds, even though it became sluggish and he was actually tired, I think he managed to land the more devastating shots and actually managed to hurt Frazer Clarke a lot more in the later rounds, and was more dominant. Even though he wasn't really pushing the pace, he had his moments in there where whether he would have like a spurt, and in the spurts, he was really putting the pressure on Frazer. So I would have given it to him in some of those rounds.
Yeah. So, so you had Wardley winning the fight then? Babs.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. It's a close fight though, bro. But you know what? Yeah, I listened to the interviews after. Fabio wants it again straight away. But I think Wardley, with that nose job, boy, I don't know, bro. That nose, because he got that thing from a headbutt against Nathan Gorman. And
he needs to get that sorted.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do because it's on the bone. And where the cut is the skin's broken on there. You know what I mean? The plastic surgery. This has got a line that's got a cut on the nose. As you know what they must have did? Instead of stitching it, they might have glued it. And they glued it. That's why it keeps reopening. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but then I guess I would argue that his fighting style doesn't really aid him then, because he's very much of a hands down. I will hands down sometimes. I will rely on my reflexes. If he's got that cut right there, for future opponents to be seen as an easy target point, as long as they know that if they connect flush to his head, or even if they brush past it, then it's a cut to be reopened. I feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like his camp should maybe recognize that and try and alter him a little bit, rather than him. Yeah, it's good that he's got the reflexes to take away the power, the little small smart things he does, like when Frazer Clarke was throwing the right hand, he was turning away in it to take away the sting out the punch. But at the end of the day, having a low guard and relying on your reflexes, you're going to get hit. So if that's a cut that you know is going to cause you trouble, you need to cover it up and protect yourself.
Yeah, but Ben Davison said that as well. It was going to take time to work on that nose and whatever. But to me, it shows the experience though, Fab, because he's doing little cute things, stuff I taught you, you know, like cute, tying up. The mouthpiece came out, and that made a difference in how he could recover. But not even, and I always tell you, if you get a standing count against you, you take it, and that's your time to compose yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Frazer was doing that little short jab, a little short inch jab, not a stiff jab. It was like, I think it was like, yeah, it was like, but he never followed up with a right hand. He gave him a stiff jab, but he never, Frazer never, and he was catching Fab with the uppercut the whole night, but he never, you know, the uppercut I tell you throw their head, you know, you go to the ring, you know, you throw it, but he touches it, but he don't, you know what I'm trying to say? So, I think they both recognize they've been put against guys they're supposed to win, but that's what happens when you get a 50-50. You see, when you see a 50, that's what you call a 50-50 fight. If they fight 3 times, you might get a different result every single time.
So,
how do you think the rematch is going to be?
Rematch? So rematch is telling me Fabio still, but it's hard to call. For me, I felt like looking out of that, if I was from either camp side, where would I be more disappointed and more upset? If I was Fabio, I'd probably be a bit more happier than Frazer Clarke. I think Frazer Clarke performed well, but didn't perform his best. I feel like there's more to Frazer Clarke, and I feel like his camp can actually come back and recognize those things and mold him a lot more to the fight and get him to actually stick to a complete game plan, because there's a very few things that were working very well, and he managed to keep. Even though Fabio did hurt him, he managed to keep him quiet in the early rounds. So I'm 50-50, but I'll go with Fabio. But I think Frazer Clarke's got more of a chance if they do a rematch. I think it's heightened even more. If it was a 50-50, then it could possibly sway to Frazer Clarke's side, just due to the fact that there's a lot more things in there that from Fabio's aspect, there wasn't anything new that I saw from him that he hasn't done. So it's not like he's become like he's added anything to the arsenal and he's a new and improved fighter, or there's something new about him. Like, oh, okay, that's new. Okay, it works. It was the same Fabio, the one that we always know we're gonna get. He's got heart. He's gonna fight. But with Frazer, I thought he boxed a lot more smarter. I think he knew he had high level competition in there, and maybe it didn't bring out the best performance in him, but it brought out a better performance than he's had before. So if I was him, I'd take that confidence and say in the rematch, analyze the footage, see what was doing well. Like you said, the counter uppercut was working wonders. Don't know why he strayed away from that. Work him to the body, because you could see that Fabio doesn't have the tank to last the whole 12 rounds. So break him down a lot more earlier, work to the body, and use the right hand a lot more and stop being timid. Like he was talking in the press conference, he was ready to throw shots and take shots, but when it came to it, he looked a bit timid. It was good defense, but maybe he has to take a chance and give one to take one to give one, because he's got punching power. He could have hurt Fabio in certain moments, but I think he was trying to box a bit too cute at times. And I understand the brawler and the boxer analogy, but sometimes you got to brawl to stamp your authority. You got to stamp your authority on the ring.
I'm listening to this. You're giving me joke. I expect you to, next time you spar or fight, I expect you to see that as well. But at least you know, you're right to bring the excitement. I say that about Chris Congo's fight as well. When Chris Congo fought 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗆, yeah, he won the fight. But mate, for my liking, Congo could have put him in his place. Because for me, Marco is probably still talking, but he's got the win. I'm happy for Chris, but I think he could have stand in the middle round and went with him. But Fabio's so you say Fabio's reached his thing and Frazer better. But I don't know if Frazer's ambitious though. Because to me, he was staying in GB because he was getting paid. And the reason why he turned pro is because the money ran out in Team GB, bro. I think it's time for another payday, and it shows when he fights. He don't have that. I mean, he's been around AJ and all them guys and spar all them, but you see him, he can take licks, you know, but he doesn't strike me as that. He hasn't got that, boy, what are you doing? But Fab, you see with Fab, he's got that kind of, like you, when you're in there, you're on it. You're on it. I'm throwing angles at you. You know that enthusiasm. And Frazer's just like, just going through the gears. And after the fight, he said, oh, well, he has got that many knockouts. I was like, bruh. You know what I'm saying? All the achievements you can, you're still worried about his professional knockouts.
Knockouts, yeah.
So I think he's worried about the power, like you said. I think he needs to believe in himself and have more confidence in himself. I think that Adrian Fernandez, he needs to get rid of him. I don't rate him as a trainer. And get a trainer to tell him to put the foot on the gas and get this guy out of here. Because that's what's needed to be said. Man was standing right in front of you. You caught him with some good shots. You're letting man be. When you get a chance, remember I told you already, when you get that guy hurt, you get him out of there, bro. Because if you don't, in the heavyweight division, he'll get you. Understand that. You know how it is.
And one thing I'd say I didn't really understand about the game plan with Frazer is that when he had Fabio up against the ropes, especially in the later rounds, I realized this. He was always tying him up. He didn't give himself room to work. He would just walk in 1-2 and then fall into his shots. I don't know why he didn't step off, use the jab, put it in his face, and then work to the body. Because the body was there. Fabio was giving it to him. Fabio was too worried about covering his nose and his face and stopping the bleeding that he was keeping his hands high and the body was there. But he was, I don't know, Frazer Clarke was just too occupied tying up and not trying to lose.
100%. You see that body was there because man's bleeding in his nose. You jabbed him, he worked the body, was no body. He threw a couple of body, but it started straight low. And that's where the referee kind of deduct the point because he threw one and it was a low blow intention. And I said, I thought the referee was a bit hard to take it because they gave a warning, another warning.
Warning,
But it was a good fight. I'd watch that again. I just watch it now and I'd watch that again. I think that's the only fight on the card I'd watch. Hey, tell me what you think about young 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗆.
Oh, I'm a big fan of him. Big fan.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why am I a big fan of him?
Yeah. Why does everyone like him?
The reason I'm a big fan is I think his style frustrates. I think the showboating and things like that, people may get annoyed, but I think the style is meant to frustrate people and it works. Technically, he's very, very good, very, very sound. He does the fundamentals very, very well. And what I like about him is he can have his show, he can have his fun, but once it comes down to him going to the business and trying to actually get his man out of the ring, I think he does turn up and then puts his foot on the gas. So I do like him. The showmanship, yes, is a bit annoying and it's a bit flashy, but it's very technically hard to do what he's doing. And I think that's the bit that I admire.
But he's going against guys he's supposed to win, though.
Yeah, which is true. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, yeah, he's yet to be tested.
But that's also I think as well. I think him doing it.
Who's that?
I think
Who's that?
Murray.
He sneaks in there as well. All right, well, we got another one in there. We got another one. So we got 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗆 in there. All right, come on, 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗆. Give us your take. Go on, give me your take, bro.
So 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗆 now.
Yeah,
I think he's decent. I don't think he's. I think for what he's going against, I think he does the job. He does it well. But I think it's just about seeing how he operates when the class gets higher, and that's my concern. I don't think he can be doing the same thing, fighting better opposition. But then I think his style now, it works for him, and you can tell the way he fights is comfortable. Like it's not like it feels forced. It's flowy. It's just how it works for him. But I think we just got to see how he does when he does it against high opposition, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, his style for me is to do with boredom, right? The reason I tell that, I'm gonna tell you why. As I pointed out, as a matchmaker, I am. You know that your first couple of fights you're supposed to win. So I say to you, look, the 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗋, these guys you're gonna win, right? So you know you're gonna win. So what's your mannerisms? Do you everything, or when you're in there, I'm gonna entertain the crowd. So that's what he does. He entertains the crowd because he knows he's gonna win and he's bored. Hey, I'm getting feedback. So whatever you're doing, if you got movement in there, you need to stop your movement because you're live. Yeah? Right. I'm gonna put you on mute. Don't let me put you on mute because you're moving around. I can hear the move back. All right. Anyway, yeah. So he's bored in there, and that's why he does all that stuff. But when, like, as you pointed out, when he steps up a competition, I don't think that Showboat's going to be around, bro. I don't think that Showboat is around. But it's making people come. If you hate him, you'll come to watch. If you like him, you're coming to watch, and people are talking about him. So he's doing the right thing to get people interested in him. He's a free agent after this fight, I believe. It'd be interesting if he goes Eddie Hearn. I think people think if he goes Eddie Hearn, he might do better than he do with Boxer and the Zone. So we have to see. But Ben Whitaker, definitely the talk of the town. And his performance was really good anyway. You know, the drunken master. Oh, yeah, you put yourself on mute. That's good, yeah, because all the feedback in the background. We got Fabio. Most of the people here, Fabio edged the fight for me. Yeah, nice one. Everyone's saying the same thing. And like I said to you, like, I like Ben, but it's like you can do that against that composition. But give me something, give me some top opposition who's on it, and we'll see what's going on, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I think, though. I think he's doing what he should be doing with the people who's in front of him. And I think I'll only be able to give him further credit once he's doing those things with upper opposition. But for the people who's in front of him, like, you can't really be upset with him having fun with it and just doing what he's doing. But if he keeps saying energy, that's what I'm looking for. The energy. If the energy is being kept when opposition increases, then I take my hat off. But right now, I'm not fully warm to him yet. But I like what he's doing though.
All right, so you see, unlike the amateurs, negative is all good, but it's not good because the judges, even if you're winning, they'll be against you. What's up, Outlaw? Nice to have you over, man. What's up, yeah? A minute Whitaker steps up, opposition, and the Showboat stops, Remind me what Brera did to Prince Nassim. Is that he grabbed him and threw him into the turnbuckle, and like he got a headbutt and he roughed, he got doomed up. Nassim got sorted out against Brera, bro. He got embarrassed. All that Showboat thing, it get it to a minimum for real, 100%. So what I was saying, negativity in the professional game is good. So how it works, it translates by money. People hate you, they come to see you. If they like you, they come to see you. So people talking about you, it works. In the amateur game, not so much. The judges point against you, the coaches, the club, they'll all be against you, even though you're in the same club. So it works in the professional game that he's doing it, and against this opposition, it's definitely getting people talking, and everyone's saying the same thing. Well, when you step up, can you do it against them lot? But probably he's still doing it. I think he's doing it in bits though. They won't be the sustain. And now even today, I was looking at him. I was like, this guy's pretty good. He's got all the punches. But let me ask a question: how good can he become, though? Can he get better, or is that the finishing product of what we're seeing? Because at the end of the day, like, you're doing it. Because that's why I think Sugar Hill's not in his corner anymore. I think he had enough of that stuff. Because the Kronk is not about that kind of. They don't like that. That's why I think Sugar Hill's not with him. Comment. Go ahead.
Oh, did they? I didn't know they split.
I ain't saying they split. I'm just saying that's why he weren't there. Because look, Sugar Hill wasn't there in the last fight.
Because Ben Whitaker was just saying that it's because Kronk's with all his other fighters and going there for Fury's training and that. He needs someone just so he can focus with and improve his boxing. I saw an interview when he was speaking about this.
Nah, that's an excuse, bro. That's a lie. That's what you do for the media. The truth of the matter is, man don't like him clowning around, bro. like the clown said, bro. That's what you say out there. But man, because look, if the guys he's with, they're gonna get paid. I don't care. As long as I'm getting paid. But Sugar still, even if he's getting paid, he don't like that clown stuff. They're not really down with that stuff, you know. But we see what's going on. Hey, Murray, give us your take on thingy, bro. Give me your take on the fight, because we know you picked and you know the thing is, yeah, even you picked both, but you were smart to pick both, and I said to you, you got to pick one. You picked Frazer. I forced you into picking Frazer. But give us your take on the fight, and who do you have winning?
I had Wardley winning, but I think it was a very good fight. I think as I mentioned to you before, Wardley's heart, I give it to him. Like he might, and he's aware that he hasn't got the amateur background, but I think his heart in the heavyweight division, it pulled through tonight. But it was horrible cut on the nose. That was devastating, but he still got through it. And I think his power carried on all the way to the end as well, which is very impressive. But Frazer Clarke did a good job, but then I think that requires it both, and they both haven't gone the 12 rounds.
Yeah.
But I think prayer to both of them to kind of still get in there. But you can see Wardley was tired, but I think he had that burst of age that kept coming through, which I always saw. That you'll see him think, oh, what's wrong? Is he down? Is he out? But he always ends up getting those right hands off. You know, I was very impressed with him. I rate Wardley highly, but at the same time, I rate Frazer Clarke as well. But I think rematch, I think Wardley again, to be honest. But like, I think Frazer Clarke definitely has that amateur pedigree, but I think pro ranks and amateurs are very different. Like the way he sat down these punches, I was impressed. I was very impressed. But it was definitely a close fight for sure, though. I'm definitely not disputing on that. But I think Wardley did enough to pull through.
100%. Well, I'll tell you this, yeah. Going forward, I won't mind to see one of them two against Johnny Fisher. How do you think you guys see that fight going? Malik, what do you think? Johnny Fisher versus Clarke, or versus Wardley or thingy. How do you see that going?
If it's Wardley, I'd still give it to Wardley. If it is Frazer Clarke and Johnny Fisher, I'll give it to Frazer Clarke. I'll give it to Johnny Fisher. I don't think Frazer Clarke's got the grit in him, like you said, the fire in the belly to withstand those big shots and withstand someone that's actually going to sit in the middle of the ring and really punch out with you and basically just not give you the space to room or breathe and yeah, just really bully you.
Okay. Malik, go ahead, Damari. Damari, go ahead.
I think in terms of Johnny Fisher, I think the power, if he gets caught, he knows how to finish. And I think Frazer Clarke hasn't got that one punch finish. It's more that a few shots have to be implemented to make it work. But I think Johnny Fisher, once he sees you in trouble, you're out. But then with Wardley, Wardley's an anomaly. You never really know with Wardley. Always got to give him a puncher's chance and the heart of a lion.
You got good work rate. And everything like that, and he's definitely there. But for a heavyweight, he's small, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's slightly irresponsible defensively when he's offensive as well.
Yeah. He's small. He's got fast hands, yeah. But mate, look, you had a smart heavyweight work his body, he would have been done, bro. That fight would have been over.
Yeah.
Let a man recover.
One thing I do have to mention, I really think Ben Davison helped get him to that finish line, though, because you saw the change in tactics. I can't lie. I rate Ben Davison.
I didn't see a change.
I did. I definitely did. I think when I started
seeing
more feints and especially, I heard in the corner Ben was like, make sure you double up on the jabs before you throw the right hand, and those jabs are the shots that moved Frazer Clarke back for him to line up the right hand. I think I can't lie. I rate Ben Davison highly, man. I think he's a bad boy coach.
As a coach performance, I don't think that was Ben Davison's best. I don't think the fight really changed. I felt like Fabio, it was one-dimensional for Fabio, that performance. I didn't really see anything different.
I can't say that's the case because I think in the first quarter of the fight, Frazer was doing the job with him, and he was landing the cleaner shots. And then Fabio had to adapt, and I think that was the part doing of Ben Davison, because even if you watch the fight and you see Ben Davison was watching everything that was happening like a hawk, and you can see that they made the adjustments in the corner. Because first 4 rounds I gave it to Clarke, but then as it gone on, and this was when Fabio's nose was absolutely slaughtered. But they made the adjustment.
If that was the case, why didn't Thingy throw no uppercuts? But we see the thing is against Frazer, Frazer kept ducking his head down. There's no adjustment. You gotta see with Ben, you gotta understand, he has. If I had ready-made fighters, I'd look great as well, These fighters have been built from the amateur system or white collar or whatever, and they come there, and all of a sudden boxer size Ben gets them. So, bro, you don't have to do much, all right? Because they respect you and they're gonna listen to you. You understand what I'm saying? So if you give me boxer size Ben from a grassroots guy from the start of his career, then who's he had from the start? He's always getting guys ready made, and then he puts a game plan down and says, "Look, this is what I want you to do." But bro, as Malik said, there wasn't no real adjustment. Fabio's been doing that. That's how he's been fighting. He ain't changed none. You know what I mean? He's in there swinging.
I didn't see one adjustment.
Nah, there isn't. But Ben will get the credit. The new AJ. I'm like, bro, you fought MMA fighter, and then you fought a guy that you knew you beat up in the Haringey Box Cup, and you sparred this guy multiple rounds. Of course, you're gonna knock them guys out. You know who they are. So also boxer size Ben gets the credit. The real credit is Derek James, who brought AJ back for me with no confidence in Texas. He's the real guy who brought AJ back. AJ didn't look good, but they were against opponents that AJ wasn't comfortable with. AJ didn't know, and when AJ didn't know opponent, that's how he goes on, very cautious and stuff like that. Guys he's comfortable with, he goes all in, and that's what you see. Fabio Wardley, he showed no respects to Frazer, but brother, after the fight, he had to look at this guy and go, bro, I can see why you stayed in the amateurs so long. You're tough. He's tough and durable. The only thing with Frazer, he lacks that killer instinct to make him a top-notch pro, and that's what you saw. But he said after the fight, I've learned now. I know I let him off. I let him off. And me and Malik talked about it. He was hitting the guy, and then all of a sudden he's tying up. But that's because he's worried about certain things. He's probably concerned. But if he had confidence like Fabio would have got picked. He would have got his wig snapped back. And let me say, Malik knows what I'm talking about, because everything in the heavyweight division is to do with how the heavyweight feels. If they're confident they can do that, then they'll go in and just do their thing. But if they still wary of the thing, because Fabio, there's one thing that Frazer said, he goes, "Oh, my man's got mouth." He said he's got 12 knockouts.
I think it's all. Yeah, but I also think it's based on the rounds that they run as well, because 12 rounds, that's new for both of them. And
yeah, but you see, even on that level, I think on that level. Hold up, man. You cut into what I was saying. Let me finish my piece. Yeah, what I'm saying is that end of the day, they've both been matched to win. Sorry. Yes, that's all right. That's all right. They've both been matched to win. And I'm trying to say to you, at this fight where it's 50-50 fight, you're not anyone whoever picked you up, but the credit to Ben, I think really when it comes down to it, it was Fabio, his style that he's been doing. Roy Jones Jr. is his favorite fighter. He fights like Roy Jones. He likes his arms are down. He likes to throw fast combinations and stuff, and he's got that kind of David Hay thing going on. But as the fights go on, that don't work. That doesn't work, brother, against these big guys. They can take what you're giving and give it back, and you see by his face. And Frazer has no dents, bro. Nothing's going on in his face. The only thing is him is that he probably got a bit lazy. One coach pointed out, them lot don't do no road work. They don't do no sprints. You can see they're not doing no running, because their running, their conditioning should be better than what it was, because they got to a certain point and they're used to knocking out guys in their fights. That's the first 12 rounds? Yeah, they've ever gone. So in my opinion, Ben don't get too much credit in general, but end of the day he's gonna get it because he's with all these good fighters. But like I said, he ain't been with the fighters from scratch, from the start of their career. So I ain't giving too much credit. Go ahead, 𝗪𝗿. Defend it.
I think but I think with Ben, I think fair enough, his fighters are not all grassroots fighters, but then I think he's able to make those adjustments in the pro ranks. And like, even though, say for example, like with Derek James, an outstanding job with AJ, but then I feel like Ben Davison has the tools to kind of fine tune these little things that make a big difference. And then say for example with AJ, It's the way like Derek James had the foundation, but then for man to actually trust himself and go through it and trust his power and that Ben Davison definitely played a part in that.
Yeah, but this is in versus. But you're taking the just example you're giving is versus Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, no. What about against Otto Wallen as well? He done it's the same principle, and even with AJ is out to do a job.
Yeah, but Otto Wallen, them not had sparred. AJ was familiar with him.
No, but that sparring and fighting is two different stories.
Yeah, but they were familiar with each other.
Yeah, he knows him. He knows him.
They were familiar.
AJ studied Ngannou from Fury, so he knows how to beat Ngannou. Put AJ in there. Yeah. AJ should have went in there first and then see what I go on.
Thinking about that, I've never watched a Ben Davison coached fighter make real like ring adjustments in while they're in a boxing match. I haven't actually seen any boxer do that.
I have. Lee Wood.
Oh yeah.
Lee Wood versus Conley. Lee Wood versus thingy certain fighters. But again, I don't know if Ben was there from the start, bro. You know what I'm trying to tell you. I can't say that he was at the start of his career. I can't say Ben was at the start, and that's all I'm trying to say. Like you getting ready-made fighters. You know what I'm trying to say? Guys already know where they are. So, you know, if they buy into your system, then fine. But you're gonna get all the credit. But Ben Davis is he's getting way too much tin, right? And the media behind him than what he's doing, because I mean, like I said, she's got ready-made fighters. That's all I can say, bro. Like, it's, you know, I can't honestly. If you see a guy from scratch like that, you can see, you know, you can see what he can do. But I don't know anyway, you know. And remember again, you're matched to win. You know, a lot of time you're matched to win. They're not 50-50 fights.
This fight was a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, it wasn't. What happened? How come he didn't win?
Who didn't win?
You think Fabio's game? You think Fabio's game plan was good? You know what his game plan was? Because I can tell you, he didn't have one. He didn't have one.
Yeah, he was just doing. He just
didn't. No, you're right.
Do the same. Do the same. We've done your last 17 fights. Yeah. It's worked. Why change it? That's what the game plan was.
Yeah, you know what Frazer was. Frazer was to try and wear him out and take him into deep waters and catch him and use my experience. And this is what I'm trying to say. That a lot of guys
you can't take a man to deep waters if you can't swim as well. Though.
He's been to 10 rounds, isn't it? He's been 10 rounds at his own pace, but he's still been 10 rounds, isn't it? So he's probably thinking
that today's fight was a very, very hard fight. Going 10 rounds at your pace and going around a fight that big difference, big difference, 100%. So for me, Frazer did a good job as well, and he did impress me. But I think to take man's belts as well, you have to do more. Had to do more. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, you don't see the fights last night? You guys see the fights last night?
Yeah, Isaac.
I saw the Isaac Cruz one.
Remember before the fight even happened, I messaged you and I said, Rolly's gonna get stopped. I knew it.
Yeah, Rolly.
I saw the
yeah. Well,
sorry. I saw the Fundora fight. That was a brutal warfare.
Right, talk on it.
Yeah, I think Jay's that Fundora guy he's a tall son of a bitch though. He's a tall son of a bitch. And he used his jab very, very well. He knew he had to. If you got high like that, you have to be a master at your jab. Because that will always get you out. But at the same time, so what's the opponent's name again?
Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, Tim Tszyu. He done well. And that
he's a donut. He's a donut, bro. He's a donut. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I think taking a fight with such a change, really that short notice was the wrong move.
Nah, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Because he's a little cheap. Because he likes to fight guys in Australia where you get jet lag. It wasn't that. He's trying to box with a boxer.
Yeah.
Right? You don't box with a boxer if he's got long reach. You fight a boxer. And what he needs to do, what Pitbull Cruz did to Rolly. He needs to roll up, bro.
Yeah.
That's how right? And he started doing it in the late rounds, but it was too late, bro. If he fought, Yeah, he's staying on the outside boxing like you do, Damari, sometimes. And I'm telling you to go and fight some of them guys, yeah, and beat him to the body. Because if he did that to Fundora, he wouldn't have got hit and that, and he got hit with an elbow in his head, bro, and that's what opened up that cut on the top of his head. That was nasty, bro. And you see the thing is, I look at Tim Zoo and I said, bro, your dad had nearly like 500 amateur fights, yeah. You fought different styles, and this is the thing about the amateurs. You learn different things. You don't learn in the amateurs, bro. By the time you go to the pros, you're kind of ready to think about what you need.
Open the door.
Oh, you guys! I can hear you talking. You know, like.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying that he's ready made. He's ready made already. So, I thought Tim Zoo fought the wrong fight. And I thought he showed his lack of experience. And Fundora is a problem. Fighting someone that tall with that reach and you don't work the body, it's a disgrace. So I wasn't too impressed with Tim Zoo, but that was a great fight. And Pitbull Cruz, but he did what most people do. Rolly's a pretty boy. He don't like pressure. And all Pitbull did is cut the ring down and force him in. I don't think.
Cruz is a dog. Cruz is a dog. He's a proper Mexican fighter. Rolly. I don't rate Rolly that much though. I think Rolly has it like that. I think he's decent, but at that sort of level, dealing with them man, Devin Haney too, you can't play with those sort of guys. He's not his level.
Who do you reckon? You think he's the best? You think Pitbull's the best in the division? Yeah.
No. I still think.
Have you seen the savages in the division?
Yeah, 100%. I'm always rocking with my guy Tank as well, man. I think Tank.
I don't think
my guy Tank, man.
Yeah, I just don't think he's the best in the division, and I think he's very one-dimensional, and like Mexican and all that stuff. You're just a brawler, bro. You're just a come-forward brawler, and with brawlers, you got to do what you do with Mike Tyson. You push them backwards and hold the ground. Yeah, because if you go back in a straight line, they can catch you. But and just turn him, hold him, turn him, work him. He's predictable, bro. Like I don't think there's nothing special about Cruz. Cruz is a very basic fighter, unless boxing's gone backwards or something like that. Because Brez used to deal with them kind of guys all the time. He's very tough though. He's very tough. And Rolly fought the wrong fight. I mean, Rolly's trying to run. I don't know why. Rolly should have stood with him He should have had it out. He'd had more success. But Rolly's a pretty, but he don't like getting hit in it.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, Malik, how would you fight Fundora?
I think slipping the jab was crucial.
Yeah.
I think slipping the jab, getting the inside and working the body.
Right.
It's crucial. I think you have to break him down, slow him down, and when you get past the stick, you have to hit him with flurries. I don't think it can be giving 1-2 punches and then get back out. I think once you're inside and you're having your success, you work, and then once you've done the work and done your damage and you get out, and then you just be. Well, who would I fight? How would I fight Fundora? Yeah. And you just keep defensively sound. I think high guard always, especially. And yeah, just head movement has to be constant. Otherwise, you're just going to get picked off by that jab. But as we saw by that fight, he's got a high punch output, so you just got to be switched on at all times. And he throws a lot of jabs. I think he threw in total like 241 or something like that.
Yeah.
That fight. So you know that's the start of his offense. So if you're able to slip that and get past that jab, then you stopped one stage of his defense already, and it's now your time to work. But if you let him get in his rhythm, I think then you make it a harder fight. You can't allow him to be in a rhythm, and I think movement as well around the ring has to be very, very good.
Yeah, I definitely agree as well. I think the fighters like that, you get past the jab, and you knock down the tree. You start from the body, and you work your way up. I think a full fighter like that, yeah, you like that one, EJ. You like that one, EJ. You like.
Yeah, we over there.
I know.
He's got all the talk. He has all the talk, EJ, until he steps in the ring, then he goes out the window.
You as well, bro.
I talk in the ring, man, but
you two
nah,
be
I
a big
think
joke, bro. You got all this stuff, yeah? And when you get in there, coach, what do I do? Well, you know why? I'll tell you why, yeah. I'll tell you why it is. It's because when you're fatigued, yeah, your brain can't think clearly.
Yeah.
You
no,
can't think
100%.
clearly. So you got your brain, all you do, you're just reacting. And this will come down to understanding about breathing. When you're in the ring, understand your breath control and how to breathe the pattern. Relax your muscles and don't tense up. You know what I mean? When man gives you a beating, move your bloody head, man. You know what I'm trying to say? And then look, if you stay close to him, work the body, or if you're gonna tie him up, just tie him up briefly, turn him. But you know, end of the day, yeah, when you're fighting someone like Fondora, I'll be honest with you. If I was fighting against him, bro, it's a nightmare. Now, Errol Spence is apparently gonna go against him. Now, I'm just gonna say this first off. Errol Spence
Sorry,
can't beat him.
EJ, sorry to cut you, but I saw Terence Crawford said he's got to wait in line.
Yeah, but no, I understand that. But I'm just saying, if Terence Crawford's first, I'll talk about that. But if Errol Spence was to face him, Errol's not beating him. The reason why, his face is melting, bro. The moment you hit Errol Spence's face, at any point, his face starts melting. And that's the only reason. Spencer's got a southpaw, he's got great body shots, body punching, but it's not going to be enough if, man, like someone from dark, you got elbows and all that, all they do is clip you and your face is just going to fall apart. So, on that respect, and he's coming off a loss, he's never lost in his career before. So, if they was to fight right now, I'd have Fondora. If we're talking about Bud Crawford, Bud eats him. But Bud got head movement, southpaw, orthodox, punching power. Actually, to be fair, we don't know his punching power at the high weight, but I think he's got too much skill for Fondora not to land in Fondora, because if you can hit that tower, he can be wobbled and stuff like that. So I got Bud Crawford, but I don't got Spence. You guys, give me your take on Bud Crawford and Spence fighting Fondora. Go ahead.
I think Crawford, before the fight, I always said Errol Spence was my guy. I'll be honest. I think Errol Spence's body work, the way he pieces punches together is very impressive. And to be fair, I'm not sure what happened in the Crawford fight. Crawford was definitely a better fighter. Was it the weight drain? We don't know. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of other factors that could potentially be in place for that. But I think Errol Spence against Fondora, I think the body work will definitely play a massive part. And I think it's just about how Errol Spence gets to that body work. Because at the end of the day, with a tall fight like that, you got to get past the jab. The jab is the most essential thing to get past. And I think if Errol Spence does that, I don't think Fondora will be able to handle the bodywork. His frame would be made for the bodywork. So I think as long as the jab gets past it, he gets past the jab, I think Errol Spence could do his thing. But then if he don't, then it's another long day. And I think at the same time, as you said before, it's about how he reacts. It'll be his first fight back after a very hard defeat. So it's how does he react when he gets hit with those sort of jabs and when the shots start not working? It's about how he kind of controls the pace of the fight throughout the rounds as well. And are the injuries going to play a factor as well? These things we've got to take into account, because those injuries are not light injuries to kind of get over. But then I think at the same time with Crawford, like, I take my hat off to Crawford. I think Crawford really showed me that what he's on against Errol Spence. I didn't really give him that credit beforehand, but I have to now. So I think it's about how, but at the same time, Crawford, he is a small fighter, but he's grown into that weight. Great. Now I saw a few of his pictures where he's in the gym. Like he's a big lad now, and I believe his power does carry quite far up. But I think it depends about how far up. And that's the question that's going to be at Tasker.
Hey, Malik.
Okay, I'll start with Bud first. So Bud, I think Bud, for all of the reasons that you gave, I think technically he's better than him. He's got southpaw, he's got orthodox. His body work is great. He's got I think he will carry that punching power, up the weight. I think he's got the head movement. I think he's got the angles. The way he boxes is very elusive, and he's able to stick to a game plan. And I think one thing that gives Bud the edge over Fondora is that I think he's got the bigger dog inside of him. I think his dog, he is not afraid to go toe for toe with someone at times if he needs to. He's not afraid to take a shot just to give one back. And overall, I just think that his mentality with the skills, he'll make easy work of Fondora. However, when it comes to Spence now, I'm unsure about Spence. I feel like styles make fights, And I feel like Spence is tailor-made for Fundora. And the reason why I say that is that Spence is a pressure fighter. He needs to pressure you. He likes to get inside. And with Fundora, he's a boxer. And if he keeps it long, he can make it a very boring fight. But if he keeps it long and uses that length, sticks to the straight punches, the 1-2s, ties him up if he gets inside, and boxes smart that whole match, I think he nullifies what Spence does and doesn't allow him to get his game plan off, because Spence doesn't have the head movement for me. He doesn't have the head movement, so he's a walking target for Fundora.
I do think that Errol Spence still does have got the boxing IQ and the boxing, not just the pressure. Like even how Errol Spence did against Mikey Garcia, you saw how he weren't pressuring, just tactical boxing. So I think if he comes with the right strategy and figures out how to get to the body, then he's able to do well. But one thing I've got to give Crawford, he adapts very well. So I feel like Crawford will figure out how to make that adjustment and kind of nullify that jab and that length.
Yeah. Well, Spence and thing, we can see what's going on. Some great fights on the weekend. It's been great, some great boxing in the Easter. Yeah, that's really it, man. Fab, I've talked to him. I remember interviewing Fab when he first came on the scene, did with Dillian, white collar. Everyone says a white collar, and this beyond. But brother, Dillian, I tell you what, Dillian, yeah, he can find them, bro. Because even with Bav and Savage, remember Dillian gets some good sparring partners, and Dillian looks at it like this, yeah. If these guys can go with me, they can fight anyone in the world. Because Dillian come up the same way. Dillian had to prove himself, yeah, pay money to go Klitschko camps and go there, and that's how you can get your knowledge in the pro game. And it's the same in the amateurs. If you bring the best amateurs around you, if you're not too good, you'll become good after. That's the whole point. Iron sharpens iron. And Fabio Wardley's invested in himself, and he's been to different camps and he's learned. Because everyone says, yeah, the white collar, but he's invested in himself, and you can see the quality. But as I said, yeah, I don't think these schools can go any further. I think my man, what's his name, Saj said they can go European level. But I'm like, if they go there, they might get turned over. But at the domestic level, Fisher, Adelaide, even I wouldn't mind seeing my man, what's his name, Fabio Wardley against Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean? Or Daniel Dubois versus Frazer. Any of them guys, basically,
or maybe Fabio Wardley against the one doing the white fort, Frank Martin. Not Frank Martin. What's his name? The dreadhead, the American one.
But they're all international. Yeah, but they're all international fighters. I'm not interested. Domestic fights that people are talking to, like the man tomorrow. If the gym was open tomorrow, everyone will be talking about this, bro. Everyone will be talking about it.
What's your thoughts on Moses Atama?
But too much. He ain't done that. He's not really fight. He's not been active. Like, so I can't really comment on the man who's last time he's only fought twice since he's been signed. It's like going into the year. Usually a man will fight every 2 months and be active, and that's the thing. If you look at Wardley was active all through. Frazer was active, so I can't really say about him because he's not going nowhere. Like the man's not even fighting. Frank Warren's got him, but what are you doing with him, man? Because where's this guy fighting? I ain't seen him fight, and I don't rate the guy you're fighting. And that's how it's gonna be. I don't know why boxing has become that state of mind where let me put him with a guy that I know is gonna knock him over. What are you fooling? Because you look at Frazer. Frazer's like, right, I fought a 50-50 and Fabio. I fought a proper guy, and that's what you get. Look at it, they need to destroy each other, right? But at the same time, we know that, bro, you're not going any further. So stop lying to the public here and building up these potatoes. And when they get up there, they lose, because that's what happens. Because if you put these guys in earlier, these guys have to retire because you're not that good. But they keep giving us these weak fights and trying to tell us this guy is going nowhere, and it's bad for the sport, bro. Give us competitive fights, and boxing will be back. And that's what you got today. You got a competitive 50-50 fight, and everyone do it. The Florin versus Chris Congo, I wasn't too happy. I know Chris Congo. I see when he turned pro. I was at a York, him and Richie Rapport, they turned pro the same day. He has a massive following, and congratulations to him. But I didn't like the style. Chris Congo is a vicious body puncher. Go forward. Boxer size Ben has changed his style to the hit and run, and he used that style. It's the same thing Boxer size Ben did with Fury versus Deontay Wilder in the first fight, and Freddie Rhodes told 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗃, why is he going backwards? Go forward and Wilder. And Brock says, no, stick to the game plan. And this is what me and Malik was talking about. The man ain't got no adjustment inside the rep adjustments. You can see what's going on. Take over. Like Fury should have put it on Wilder going forward, and we would have had a different fight. But you see, he changed the trainer and a more experienced trainer. Say, yo, why are you going back on this guy? This guy's rubbish. And anyone knows that, you know, if you can find, this is the thing about when I say shadow boxing, what you do on your front foot, you should be able to do on your back foot, right? So if someone's putting pressure on you, you know what's going on. You practice this stuff in the ring, and that's Wilder. You can see they got no idea how to fight in the back foot, and they're why Fury beat him, because he had a better trainer. And that's what I was trying to say. He made Congo fight that kind of game plan, and it's boring. Yeah, he won. He boxed him. Yeah, but bruv, Congo's. I know Congo from time. Congo used to stand there, and he's got some. But he started doing it for a bit, but he didn't have the confidence in it because he was told, don't dare stay with him. If you stay with him 1 second, he'll knock your head off. And he put the fear of him. And the same thing they did to AJ, put the fear of AJ. I don't like some of these trainers, yeah, you know, they whatever their insecurities of, they feed off the energy. You know what I mean? And I'm never that type of guy to go into a fight. Oh, you need to worry about this. You need to worry about that. Because you should, before you get to that fight, you should have done all the hard training that you can deal with anything in there. As long as your trainer don't put you in too heavy. But anyway, that's all I got to say about 𝗪𝗂𝗪 Ben. He's all right. But like I said, he got no in-ring adjustments. But what's your guys' take on the Congo fight?
I think the boxing was good. I think at the end of the day,
you like that?
Marquez, yeah, no, it was to get the job done kind of thing.
Yeah,
I could tell, and I think it was more like, it's like, say for example, if Rolly fought Cruz like that, it would be much more tricky. Do you know what I mean?
I think he tried to
move, because Marquez is a pressure fighter trying to come in, but he hasn't got the quickness to get to Congo in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what made a difference. Like it wasn't like I wasn't watching like proper entertained.
It was boring.
But he did what he had to do, and I think he knew that was that he could have been a risk, because he's a strong guy. Them Albanians are strong guys. Now, if they catch you and it connects,
sometimes man, if you two was boring, I wouldn't be around you. I don't like being around like fighters who stink the place up deliberately. I like guys who are excited. That's what people follow you for. They want to see you're gonna put hands on the man, and that's what it was. Malik, what's your take on that thing?
I didn't actually manage to catch it and watch it.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing, bro. You didn't miss
much. You didn't miss much.
You didn't miss nothing. I like Congo, but he said I saw Congo's interview because I did what I needed to do, and I won the fight and stuff like that. But you know, I just thought it would come to meeting. You know, meet a man, mano a mano. You know, and you know, boxing, hitting and running, being smart is one thing. But the reason why people do it is because they don't want no smoke, bro. They don't want to stand in and go into the fire, and that's what it takes, bro. But last words, guys. We got some big fights coming up. Let me just pull them out real quick, yeah? Let me pull them out real quick before you bail on that. But it was a great fight weekend, though, by the way. Great fight weekend. Last one. Oh, yeah. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Let's go with Malik first.
You know, I think it should be easy work for Devin Haney. I think if he boxes smart, boxes how he boxes it. Who did he fight? 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗃. Yeah. Boxes how he fought against Regis. I think it should be easy now. I don't think it's going to be the most exciting. I've watched some of his highlights. He's gonna knock him out. I don't think the game plan is that, because Ryan's got power, and he doesn't have a good chin. So I think he has to be aware of that power, aware of the quick left hook. But it's an unknown as to how Ryan is going to come out, because his last fight, we didn't really see the same old Ryan that we kind of know. So I'm sure he seems probably aware of that. But I think, yeah, Devin Haney all the way.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗃.
In my opinion, I think Devin Haney as well. But I don't think it's going to be a complete easy night. I think we've got to take into account they both have the amateur experience fighting. This will be a seventh fight.
Yeah.
And I think taking that to account, like,
Ryan against Javante, like he didn't do terrible, but I think the adjustments he's going to make with Derek James will kind of iron out some of them issues that he gets caught with. So I think he will like put a good showcase on for himself. But I think Devin Haney's just too smart, and the fitness, and I think the way he's got into the 140, I think that's his weight that he's going to be very comfortable at. But Ryan is a big boy as well, because Regis Prograis wasn't as big. So sees how does he take against Ryan's punch. But then Ryan's a fast fighter and he has power. So it's just about, but I don't know. Still, in my opinion, Devin Haney, but I don't think so. I don't think it'll be an easy night in the office.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. I think the difference really is technical. It comes down to technical. You can Ryan Garcia. He's technically not that good. You can see him throwing a hook from the car park, bro. You know what I mean? That's why you can predict when you got a guy fighting like that. You can catch and shoot, and you don't even need to wind up, bro. You just block it and tap, jab, and simple punches and wind.
I do think Derek James will make improvements on that though.
Nah, I don't think you improved it. I think I think Derek James is in there to stable his madness, bro, because the boy's going through some mental breakdowns right now. And because the thing is, a lot of the times reading why that is because of, expectations of being the media. When you grew up on social media, you believe that's how it is. You know, everyone likes you, this, that, the other. It's the first time, bro, he's put himself in a position where he, even when he got knocked down by Luke Campbell, but the horrendous criticism he got after Tank, bruv, he's like, your head started to rock. People looking at him sideways, and I think that's affected him. It'll affect you. That's a whole heap of negativity. 1 minute your social media is constantly adoring you, saying you can't do no wrong. Then the next minute, they're completely bashing you, and that's what it is. And that's what's gone on with him. He's constantly trying to fight back, talking about Satan and talking about molesters and Andrew Tate and all these things. It's like, yo, bro, yeah, your head's everywhere else but in the ring. You know what I mean? And I think Devin Haney, they know that. They don't care. They just want another guy on their record. He's just technically better. I think he just outboxed Ryan. Ryan be swinging for the fence, and I think he'll probably go points. I think Devin Haney probably beats him on points. I don't see a stoppage because Ryan's just too technically wide. I don't think Derek James can change that, but he can try and calm him down and try and settle him down to basics and not trying to make him make too much mistakes. But I think that fight is going to go the points, and Devin's going to easily pick up a points to victory over Ryan, because Ryan's got to the point where he's reached all them little bummy fights he had there. And this is why I said they don't do no good to you, because when you get to the top level, this is what happens. Like you're getting turned over back to back to back. But he's fine, give him credit. He's fighting top level opponent. But is this guy going to become a world champion? I don't know. I don't know how long he's going to stay, because to me, he doesn't even need to box, bro. The amount of money he earns out endorsements, he's a good-looking guy. He don't even need to box. Why are you even boxing? You know what I'm saying? That's what I look at him, that type of guy. Both will give or take. What do you guys think about Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia? My brethren calls it Alejandro, but what do you guys think? Let's go with the Murray. Canelo versus Jaime Munguia.
I think I always rate Canelo, but I think it's about is he declining? I'm not too sure. I think Munguia is a young, fresh Mexican, and I saw his last fight. Like he's very volume heavy, and he has Freddie Roach in the corner as well. So it's like he does his thing, but I think Canelo, he's been here before. This is his home turf. He knows how to handle himself, and end of the day, Canelo always puts 100% in. So I think Canelo, but Munguia will show up for sure.
Oh, you got Canelo on points, right? Or Canelo stoppage?
Points.
All right, cool. Malik, go ahead, Malik.
I think Canelo points, but my only thing with Canelo is I'm not sure where I'm not sure if I'm right to question this, but his mentality is at the moment. I think the Benavidez fight was a fight that he could have taken, and I'm not sure why he's not. I feel like either he's becoming that inclined at his late stage in his career.
In my opinion, I think Canelo's at a point in his career he can do what he wants. Like no one, I think in terms of Jaeger took X, Y, and Z, but for him, if it doesn't make sense, you can't knock the guy for it. At the end of the day, like his resume is the best resume in boxing, hands down. And I think he should fight Benavidez, but it has to make sense for him. So I think Canelo is not on a. The end he started very young and he's still relatively young. But I think no, I don't think you can knock him on that though.
Go ahead, Billy. Hey, you need to stop. Tomorrow, you need to stop cutting into man's dick. He got up himself. He got up himself, bro. I'm listening for like, yo, bro. Let Malik burn. Let Malik smoke. Let Malik burn, bro. Let him burn. Go ahead, Malik.
But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, about his mentality in that stake. Because, like I said, even though he can pick whatever fights he wants to pick. He kind of goes on and gives this whole imagery that he likes to take the toughest fights. So I feel like he should test himself if he still wants to, rather than taking the easy way out. But McGee is a good fighter. I've seen him. Good fighter, good record as well. Yeah, 43-0. I think it'll be a good test for him. But yeah, I think Canelo.
You think Canelo as well? That old pension needs to sit down. Let me tell you something here. How me gonna road run him out, bro? Like, you see, the timing's everything in boxing, yeah. Canelo, yeah. When he went against Bivol, why did Bivol beat him? Bivol don't got, like, as a light heavyweight, he's not really a big puncher, right? But he was fitter and he had work rate, and that is how you beat him. If you look at Mayweather, even at his prime, man, his output is very thin. So he likes to catch and shoot. Canelo with a couple of punches, and he's got good head movement. He makes you pay. Jaime is got good work rate and he's fit and he can keep coming. Although that is the difference in the fight. But can Canelo catch him? It's Canelo timing. And the reason why Canelo's probably taking his fight is because bro is thinking, boy, he used to spar Jaime. Jaime looks up to him. But the Golden Boy need another champion. And they think they're gonna catch Canelo at the right timing. So it's a fight, like you guys pointed out, it's a timing fight. I see Jaime, John Ryder. I wasn't impressed by John Ryder. I wasn't impressed by Canelo, but Canelo battered John Ryder. Jaime beat him up, but Canelo battered him, yeah, and Canelo has got TNT in his hands. But like I said, he has to land that. He has to land, and if you got a guy who can outwork him, Canelo shells up. He does. He can't see the punches coming. He panics, right? And he shells up against the ropes, and that's his immaturity, how to beat him. And Canelo's been picking fighters and making them come at different weights and all that stuff there. So Jaime's earned the right to fight him, and I think Mexico, they can ride behind Jaime Munguia. He's younger, he's busy. I think Canelo's on his way out, man. I think they've caught him at the right time, and I think Jaime Munguia rolls up and rolls him over and just does him on points, Canelo on points, and just beats him up, bro. Like Julio Chavez versus Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is hoping that he can do that, but I don't know, man, because Jaime respects Canelo badly, but for him, he needs, because that's like his little brother. He needs to put hands all up on Canelo. So, and it's his biggest ever payday. So we'll see what turns up. One more fight before you guys break out. I got the last one I won't pull up. So they're interested. All right, there you go. This is the one. I'm not even gonna talk about Usyk and Fury. Forget that. Right? Let's go this one. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Arthur Beterbiev versus Demetrius Bivol. All right, let's go with the Murray first.
Versus Bivol. Ooh.
I can't lie, Bivol is my guy, man. I think Bivol is a serious fighter. I think his boxing style is perfect. Like, I think the way he's in and out, the way he throws his punches, and I think Beterbiev is old as well. But I think that there is going to be a very, very, very high level fight. I think both of them want to be boxing very well, but I think they got both going to be using their attributes very well. And I think it's about who does it better on the night. I think Bivol, the movement, I don't think Beterbiev will be able to kind of keep up with that. And I think it depends on things like even like the ring size, because even when Beterbiev fought Kansas, that ring was small and it played in his favor. But I think with Bivol, if he's moving around, like I think it'd be hard for him to catch Beterbiev to catch him. So I think Bivol.
Yeah, go ahead, Malik.
I think I'll probably go with Bivol as well. Reasons being, same as Damari said, in and out. I think his footwork
phenomenal.
is great. I think where the fight becomes on a tangent where it can go either way if 𝗱𝗄𝗃𝗍 is able to land and if he's able to cut off the ring and not allow Bivol to move around and so I feel like the styles really make the fight and I could give it to 50-50 at the same time, but I'm going to Bivol points.
I'll go with Bivol as well. I think that's the first time all of us agree. I'm telling you. Actually, I'll do one more fight after that or one more. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Thingy. I'm gonna go with Bivol for the same thing you guys put it out. And what the job? What kind of? And Canelo can punch, you know. He can punch. And look how he dealt with him. And Artur Beterbiev hasn't got a chin. Canelo's actually got a decent chin. Beterbiev's been dropped down by lesser guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so I feel like he'll you know, if Beterbiev is a one if Beterbiev comes in smart and doesn't try to be mad because he rolled up on Yard like Yard. Yeah, he had no respect for Yard, none, bro. Yard was fighting for his life. Yard didn't realize that when a man rolls up on you, as you know, the other day, 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋 when you sparred Malik the other day, Malik was rolling up. You're like, yo, what's this, bro? But as the sparring or whatever goes on. If your defense is good, it will put you in good stead and you can come back. And I feel like Bivol is more complete all round. He has decent power, not spectacular, fast hands, better defense, and the footwork will get him out of trouble. And I think that's the key when you fight someone like Beterbiev. But he definitely knows how to cut the ring down. But he doesn't mind throwing in between the punches. And I always worry about when you throw a punch or catch it in between. And the question is, if Bivol gets hit, how's he going to react? But I think if he can put a solid game plan, if the ring's big enough, I don't know how big the ring is, I got Bivol winning that fight. Last one, Wilder versus Zhang. Let's go with Malik.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm going Wilder.
Go ahead.
And the reason I'm going Wilder is from what I saw against Joseph Parker with Zhang, I realized he's a good boxer, but his work rate is very, very poor. He's not able to keep up with his output. He's looking for the knockout. It's very blatant to see. I feel like even though they both do look for the knockout, I just feel like Wilder's unpredictability and the power will allow him to get the better hand of Zhang. And yeah, that's how. So I'll give it by a Wilder knockout.
Go ahead, 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗃𝗍.
I'm going Zhang knockout. I think they both have great power, but I think we've got to take into account Zhang actually has a good boxing ability, and I think Joseph Parker was a better boxer and he's a smaller boxer. And the way he moved, it was too much for Zhang, but the way Wilder moves, it'll be easier for Zhang to catch, and I think that southpaw will make it very, very tricky for Wilder. And at the end of the day, I think Zhang's a big 270 pound, 292 pounds. He's a big lad. Like Wilder's little legs won't be able to imagine man just weighing down on him when he's trying to lean on him. Like, I think Zhang has the boxer ability to kind of take it to Wilder and make it hard for Wilder. But Wilder's not a good boxer. And Zhang won, he was in the Olympics for a reason. And
yeah,
I think I'm going Zhang knockout.
All right. Well, I'm going to give my take. It really comes down to me, is the trainers and also comes down to activity. If you look at activity, Wilder's not been activity. Like the last time he fought, he's been getting battered. He's been getting battered back to back battered. The only thing he got against his sparring with Helenius that he knew he could knock over, and that was a knockover job. He hasn't fought that many rounds. And he's been getting battered. He got battered by Fury back to back. And then he's been battered by Joe Parker. And now you look at Zhang, he's been at the top level with hrgović. He fought Joe Joyce, battered him, twice. And then he just lost to Parker. I feel like he's coming into the fight actively, as active as he should be, more active than Wilder. Wilder, for a southpaw Zhang, the right hand is the counter. But I feel like if Wilder throws that punch and it doesn't affect what's Wilder got there, he don't use his jab.
Yeah.
He definitely moves around with Malik. Malik's got him moving around, but Malik's experimenting. I don't understand, yeah, and I'm always trying to work this out. Wilder knocked out Malik, yeah, and you're letting this guy train you over Mark Breland, who's a decorated amateur, has had 105 fights, only lost one, and has been a two-weight world champion. At least if you upgrade your trainer, you should upgrade to better than what you have. I think he's got worse, and Malik's made him move around and made him not dominate. As Mark Breland fights, he used to come to the center of the ring and he used to use his jab as a ramrod and launch that right hand. Wilder don't do that no more. Wilder moving around and he doesn't realize. So when he does fight his right hand, he don't understand why I've got no power. You donut, you're moving around, you burn all your energy, you ain't got no power. Before you never used to burn so much. So your power was there. And against Zhang, if he adopts that style, he gonna get punched up. I found out Joe Parker against Zhang, he had a perforated eardrum, a broken jaw, and his nose seemed like it was fractured. That guy got battered. That's what I heard from the manager of Joe Joyce how much Parker got battered. So Parker went straight to he went to hospital, bro. If that's where no one's heard from him, they probably wired his jaw up. That's how much damage that Zhang can do to you. And Wilder going against him, I don't like Wilder's chances. I don't like it. Yeah, he got that right hand. When's the last time he threw that right hand with your inactivity? You know what I'm trying to say? And you're not with Mark Breland, so he ain't the same guy no more. And them little skinny legs, all I gotta do is just cut the ring off, wait for Wilder to throw the right hand. When Wilder tries to hold up, it's done. The moment he holds, it's over, bro. Zhang's gonna lean on him, sap out his legs, then Wilder's gonna try and exchange with him, and then it's over, bro. It's over. It was gonna get knocked out, bro. So I got Zhang either knocking Wilder out or beating him up for round. I don't see how Wilder's winning this fight. He's not the same guy. In fact, AJ should have jumped the queue and put Wilder in now. I think it's a perfect time to get Wilder. I think AJ is still waiting for Wilder to get a bit more softer before he goes in there. So that's how I see that fight going, man. I appreciate you guys coming over and you guys having a good Easter. It's been a great fight week and it's a good sparring week actually from last Wednesday. I think Malik wants some sparring. I think we're gonna try to sort something at Rathbone or Don Davis or whatever. But anything you guys want to say?
Yeah, man, definitely out. This week has been a very good week for boxing. I think both cards were very, very good cards. And yeah, man, let's just get to work though, man. Let's keep pushing. Another week, another day, another dollar. Let's get to it.
100%. Yeah. Go ahead, Malik. What you saying, Malik? What you thinking?
I'm thinking there's a lot of exciting fights up. I think one that we didn't talk about is the Lomachenko versus Kambosos fight. I like that fight.
I skipped it. I skipped that. Yeah, I skipped it purposely because Lomo's gonna win easy. So I don't think it's competitive. Joe Kambosos, I skipped because it's not even because he ain't got no confidence, bro. His confidence has been shot, and he respects Lomo too much to actually compete. So that's why I skipped the fights that are actually gonna be a fight, like actually intrigue that one. And it's the same with Tank. Tank's fighting a no one. That's like why I don't even know the guy you're fighting.
Frank isn't a complete no one though.
Yeah, he's all right, He's
right. He ain't gonna beat Tank though. He's not gonna beat Tank though, is he?
Yeah, he's not.
See him to the telly, see?
Exactly. Tank's different. He's different gravy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I knew. Let me say, I knew Tim was gonna lose. You know why? Because I was like, yo, bro, you've been fighting handpicked fighters in Australia, and you've been jet lagging people for the longest. Tony Harrison, all them people, you've come over on a week's notice, right? You got them on a week's notice in Australia and expect them to adjust to Australia. So he knows when he's talking about weak. I say, yo, bro, you've been doing it to everyone with your lying self. So when I see him against the Fandara, I said, yeah, you're gonna get your ass whipped tonight. You're gonna get your ass whipped tonight. So if you're matching someone, you don't want to match someone with a longer reach than you, who's taller. That's tiring. That's tiring. I give him credit though, but that's why I skip them fights because I kind of know who's gonna win unless it's the upset. It's not worth it. But anything else you want to bring up?
Back to training on Wednesday, so ready to grind, ready to put in this work. With EJ and hope everyone has a good week.
Yeah, but the both of you, we got to discuss. Yeah, we're gonna go if the marriage into the box club. I don't think he's ready for that. I think he's ready for the Luton one. It's a 2-day one, but I don't think you're ready for the capital.
Remember I told him I'm not even in the country anyway.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. But I think the Luton one you'll be right for. I think both of you are ready for the Luton one. And I think in about a week or something I'll have the kit ready to go and everything like that. So you guys are ready to fight and try and get out there. So get the appropriate sparring in, and hopefully like trying. You guys, it's a shame you guys can't get there for 5, because I could have you running on that little 100.
And I'll be there for 5.
Oh, there you go. That's all right. That's good. So there you go. You bring that way, because you know what? In about 2 weeks' time, them boys are coming back, and it's round 2 now. Now you got to open up on them for 2 minutes. Don't let them in.
I'm coming getting my lip back for damn sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, it's funny. It's funny when I think about that, right? See Malik, Malik never let no one get in, When Malik was getting them licks in, he covered up and he put either holding and he give them a good licking. Even with Brian, he jumped on Brian, and that's how you got to do. When you push it to the limit, and then you can control that, that even if like they come back, like you've already won the majority of the fight. I feel with you, it's like you gave them a good beating, but you're like, bro, I don't know, bro.
No, don't worry, man. It's straight on site headshot dead now, man. I feel like
Yeah.
I think as I said to you before, I think I definitely needed that. I think that made me realize that I need to really be trying to take these people's necks out now. Like it's not a game. It's not a game. It's not a friendly sport. Do you know what I mean? We've got to go in there.
No. I think your weight classes. Yeah. Your 2 weight classes are dangerous. Man can hit, bro. So you have to kind of put your foot on them and don't let a man in, because you don't know what offense my man's coming with. So don't give him chance to get in there, bro. Because if all it takes is a couple. Because when I look at Brian and Malik, Brian Malik was on him, and then Malik's trying to take a little breather, and Brian's like, what? Pop, pop, pop. And that's why you got to be on it. Keep on. And if you want to tie up after or try to get yourself out of trouble and take a breather, but you don't want to be in a situation where you're letting a man trying to take it on you. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for you guys coming over. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Peace, man. Peace. All right, so that's 2 of my students that came over, like training and stuff like that. But it's been a great weekend of boxing. There's no point talking about Logan Paul. I think I've covered these fights over here already. The main fight. But Fabio Wardley and Frazer Clarke, boy, they put on a good fight. But it's people are not satisfied because you wanted a winner. I mean, you wanted a winner. We have to go for a rematch. It took so long for the fight to actually manifest, and we don't got a winner. It's annoying, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I ain't got nothing more to say about that. What else is going on? Let me see what's going on before I leave, because I know there's the stuff. Oh, this guy, G-Man. What G-Man?
Won the 12th round, and it really did hang in the balance on that 12th round. Why did he get stunned by a right hand? I know a lot of people mentioned I'm jumping up at ringside. Frazer Clarke, if he did hurt Fabio Wardley, which Wardley seemed to, if he was hurt, he got his senses back pretty quickly. If he did hurt Fabio Wardley, nothing in his legs to even remotely capitalize, because as soon as that final bell went for round number 12, Frazer Clarke just slumped. You'd swear he was knocked out. I mean, he was gone. He slumped into the corner, and just not even did the stool out, just onto the ground. His legs were completely gone. He was spent. Great fight, fought at pace, taxing fight for both guys. Very taxing 12 rounds for both guys. Fabio Wardley, he's going to have a hell of a sore nose tomorrow. He's probably going to have a shiner underneath his left eye as well. He is going to be feeling the effects of that. Frazer Clarke took some shots. He definitely did. He took a couple of big shots. I think Frazer Clarke's chin is not too bad. Stamina, you're going to want to work on that big time. Obviously, the fight was scored a draw. Yeah, I got no real gripes with it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have complained too much if Wardley got it. I wouldn't have complained if Frazer Clarke got it. I thought Clarke just nicked it. Just ever so slightly nicked it. Let's see it again. You know, I've given Ben Shalom and Boxer a lot, and rightly so. I think it's fair criticism. I'll always give praise where praise is due. This is one of the best main events he's put on, and it's one of the most enjoyable cards I've seen. The co-main wasn't amazing. Congo Mark, it wasn't amazing. Had his moments. Whitaker's fight was all right. Alan Babbitt versus Steve Robinson was real good fun. Callum Simpson looked good. Yeah, Riley and Lawal was a bit of a stinker. But for the most part, this was a good card. I enjoyed it. So credit to 𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗋. I really did enjoy this card. More of the same, please. If you can do that, you're going to be on to a winner. But, you know, see what he does there. I mean, we know, I think Adam Azim is going to be fighting 𝗪𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗃 next. So, you know. But yeah, great. If you run it back, let's see it again. Wardley Clarke too. I would what I've seen there, I would still make Wardley favourite. I think that both guys can improve. I don't know, I think Wardley can improve a little bit more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, how you scored it, what you thought. I thought this was effing epic. I enjoyed this. We've had a great weekend of boxing. I'll talk about it more on Review of the Week. I'm just going to record it. I might do it too, or not record some this evening and finish it tomorrow. Let's wait and see. For now, I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could.
Great fight, man. He's right about that. He's right about that. Oh.
So we just saw a good scrap for the British and Commonwealth heavyweight titles between Fabio Wardley and Frazer Clarke, which ended in a split decision draw. Now, first off, I have to say, no problem with the result. It was a very, very keenly contested. The only point of contention was a deduction from Frazer Clarke for a low blow, which, watching it live, seemed very harsh. But according to the team, the referee says that he warned Frazer Clarke several times for previous low blows prior to deducting that point. And if that's the case, then I've got no issue with the point deduction either. So let's talk about the fight. Well, early on, Frazer Clarke was getting the better. And it's also a Nathan Gorman fight where you had the better schooled boxer, which is what Frazer Clarke is, having his way with accurate and more precise. And that comes from years and years of amateur experience. He's got the technique on his side. Similarities early doors between the Gorman fight and this fight with Frazer Clarke and Fabio Wardley. Clarke managed to boldly, in interviews, he's always got that scar tissue on the bridge of his nose. You actually want to get that looked at and maybe having plastic surgery or something. Stop breaking away. Clarke was getting better a bit the first couple rounds with the and then probably did what he does, which is going to Super Saiyan mode when he's getting outboxed, and he just imposes himself on his opponent completely. Reckless abandon. And so he did that a few times early in the fight, but Frazer Clarke would withstand it. Despite being the better schooled fighter, the better technical fighter, Clarke is more one-paced. He doesn't have that injection of energy that Fabio Wardley has. But he was still managing to come through those moments. But then a few rounds later, when things were going quite nice for Frazer Clarke, he gets dropped. Fabio Wardley commits to an attack, goes all out, doesn't stop punching until first he has Frazer Clarke genuinely reeling, and then keeps going until he drops him to the canvas. I don't think Frazer Clarke was massively hurt, but it obviously was a perfectly legit knockdown. But his eyes were, you know, he wasn't out of it or anything like that. I thought that Frazer Clarke was a bit despondent after getting dropped. It was towards the end of one of the rounds. The next round, which seemed really dejected. It was an interesting contrast of personalities in there. It doesn't get until you sting him or hurt him with a shot. Whereas Frazer Clarke is the opposite. When you sting him or hurt him, or in this case drop him, he goes away. He gets dejected. He goes a bit down. And it took several rounds for Frazer Clarke to really get his head together after that knockdown. I'm not talking about dealing with a concussive punch. I just mean psychologically. But he eventually did. And down the home stretch, both guys were desperately tired, but Frazer Clarke held together better. And by shape, I'm talking about his boxing construct, not his stamina. Both guys were rapid. And in fact, Frazer Clarke fatigued very well, better than Wardley, I would say. And that also comes from the lots and lots of amateur activity, fighting WSB and so on. Because if you looked at the 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds, you'd probably get the impression that Fabio Wardley was actually the more tired of the two. But at the conclusion of the 12th, Frazer Clarke, whereas Wardley stayed on his feet with his arms aloft, Frazer Clarke was sat down on the canvas. He had to be helped up onto a stool. That's how tired he was. One of the things I noticed during the fight, apart from Frazer Clarke having the more reliable jab and being Wardley moves, because a lot of times when Wardley attacks, he'll make a defensive move where he dips forward to avoid the counters. And when he did that in this, Clarke had enough waiting for him. So I'm pretty sure he and his trainer, Angel Fernandez, would have noticed that Wardley does that and drilled this uppercut. I credit Fabio Wardley. Frazer Clarke is a massive puncher, but he's a very big man. And if he hits you clean on the chops, it's definitely not going to tickle. And he hit Fabio Wardley clean plenty of times in this fight, and there was never an occasion where Wardley looked seriously hurt at all. So he's definitely got a chin on him. Even more impressive when you can, I want to say, midway through the fight, that old injury on the bridge of his nose reopened so bad the bleeding that looked like Wardley has been off. Like he did. It was crazy. And in addition to the injury to his nose, he also started developing some bruising under his right eye. And of course, Frazer Clarke, as any good pro should, targeting Fabio Wardley's injuries. Wardley showed his technical limitations in this fight, and it's not the first time. They were on display against Nathan Gorman. They were on display even against Eric Molina. He relies on this super saiyan mode that he goes into to the construct of the more skilled times in the past. He's not going to be able to rely on that forever. And he nearly came unstuck in this fight. If it weren't for that point deduction, then Fabio Wardley would have lost this fight. Frazer Clarke has to be kicking himself. It looked like they were anywhere near ready for world level based on that performance. Not dissing either one of them. I'm just saying they both looked very green. Now for Fabio, that's true because he's the younger man. He's still in his 20s. For Frazer, because he's boxing so long, well over 100 amateur fights, WC and so on. And for him to look so far off world level, yeah, that's problematic. Whereas with Fabio Wardley, he's got the mentality. One thing I can say about him, I have the technique for it, but he's definitely got the mentality for it. Whereas with Frazer Clarke, yeah, he's got better technique than Wardley, but his technique don't look level to me, and it does Fabio Wardley. So anyway, regardless of the limitations, both guys showed it was a very entertaining scrap, a very competitive scrap, ended in a split decision draw. I can't argue with it. Only match the best in for this stage, to be honest, because I don't think either one of them need to go to the next level yet. So you might as well fight each other again. I think the like it, and in fact, Sky did a poll all the way through of fan scorecards, and at the end of the fight, the fans had it a draw. So the fans can't argue too much with the result or at all, because at least when it comes to the Sky audience, they agreed with just so best heavyweight for the British and Commonwealth titles, both which hopefully there isn't, and they can mix it up again, I don't know, 6 months down the line. I said before the fight that I was actually tempted to win this one, but I didn't because, for one, Fabio Wardley's proven me wrong times in the past. For two, he looked to me waiting on the press conferences during fight week, and I wasn't sure how he would handle those nerves. Yes, he's got all his experience in the amateurs and whatever, because there's so much more media attention, so much more public attention. But Frazer Clarke handled all that absolutely fine. When it comes to knowing to make themselves more sharp, or it can make them hesitant. With Frazer Clarke, it was definitely the former. Maybe he was boxing nice early on, nothing spectacular, but good solid fundamentals, sticking a jab in Wardley's face. So he just passed that test as far as I'm concerned. Being able to check that he hasn't passed before, other than maybe the stamina of round. I mean, he was dog tired, but he pushed himself through. The other things he showed, we already knew that about him. when you hit him with some good shots, he's going to come raw. We know he's mentally tough. We know he handles big occasions well, but now he can push himself through a 12-rounder as well. So yeah, all in all, we can provide some block.
I'm telling all. Can I take this down? Shorts, my sock. I'm gonna make more from that. How are you, first of all? How's the lunch? Fucking fantastic, mate. How do you feel? I'm sound. Like, I look worse than I feel. I'm fine. It's all fair in other wars. It's all good part of the game. Not too many of these type of wars and type of fights, but I'm good. That's your full credit to not just you, but obviously a classic. It's all right for us to say. You guys were in there, but let's talk about a couple of Russell. And 115, 112 against you. Yeah, 115, 112. I think was quite broad. Quite a strong gap. When you take into consideration the knockdown, the point deduction, slightly confusing one, but I'm not the type of person to start playing on the judges about their sort of thing, so I'm not here to press no one else about their decision. Probably come the worst time for you because it was right. He was a sneaky guy. Spitting out his gum shield a couple of months for you minutes. He's been in boxing a long time. He knows he's had some other moments, how to make stuff uncomfortable, how to kind of ruin my work and things like that. So there was a lot of lessons learned in there. How was the nose affecting you? Because we could see it, we're like, it looks horrendous. But how was it affecting you? Yeah. It probably looked a lot like sweat, Vaseline, water, the line everywhere and all of that. It was a bit annoying, it was dripping in my mouth. Sometimes it was going in my eyes and things, but we spoke in the week, you said that possibly this would be your kind of last at this kind of level, etc. The domestic level, we could call it, a bit hard to call it domestic, but because it's not clear now, does that mean that you still want to move on from this, or does it mean that you need to rematch further? I don't need to do anything. I can do either. I can still move on. I'm more experienced. I've got more time in the ring under my belt now, so I've got more experience to move on if I want to. And the rematch is obviously something people will be asking for, so that's an option we can look at as well. But was Frazer better than what you expected? I knew he was good. I think like I was surprised at actually how much he maintained it. Good rounds. I really thought he would really drop off. Kind of after 7 or 8 rounds, I thought he really dropped. But he didn't, stayed in there, kept going, credit to him. A little bit of time out for you then? Yeah, a week, 5 minutes or so. Then send back to the gym on Monday, so got to get it done. Got to do what you got to do. Great crowd in there, and this is these own 2 nights are like the best in the country when they're like that they were tonight, and yeah, it was spectacle. Like I said, it's all very well asked. Like, oh, it's great to come back. Yeah, look, it's I'm proud of the O2 Arena is such an epic arena, so iconic in the UK where all the massive fights happen. So to stack that out, the headline to put on a hell of a performance, and entertaining performance for the fans, and have everyone wanting to see it again and wanting to see us go back at it is definitely something to be massively proud of. And Ipswich turned out for you tonight as well. Yeah, they did. And I can't thank them all enough as well. Even the club, Mark and the guys and all of those, they came down as well, Mark, the director. So everyone in here and all the fans as well, travelling down and making the trip. So yeah, massive thanks to them. Fabio Wardley, listen, congratulations to you both on
an epic all British encounter, and this is whatever happens as you win.
Yeah, well, there's no point talking about that no more. Frazer Clarke, Wardley. They make names of them, household names of themselves on this one. I'm telling you right now. They become famous on that, mate. That fight was vicious, boy. I'm sure the fight that was, man.
Congratulations on what was one of the British heavyweight great fights. Julian Minor.
Good man. What I thought was a fight. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, and I hate draws in boxing. I do. Especially when I feel like it's the two little men that I made. You know what I mean?
Go to the knockdown first. How heavily were you hurt in the round?
It was all right. You see, like, after once you go, I feel like I might have got up and even won the rest of the round. I'm not sure. I said to Brown, I looked at the referee. It's more the fact that I'm a big lump falling down in the shot. You know what I mean?
Then go to the point deduction. Do you feel like you got the fair opportunity? Were you warned in that fight, in that part of the fight?
I was warned, yeah, but not as much as he was warned for it in the back of the hand. You know what I mean? So should have, would have, could have. You know what I mean? But I thought the title was better than me. I thought it was.
When it was split decision draw, when it was read out in the ring, were you disappointed? Were you just frustrated? What were you?
I was more frustrated myself. And let go and have not down from 1 minute, 1 second of concentration. If I move back one little bit, it misses. Or if it can,
You could have knocked him out at any point. Did you feel like he was hurting?
A few times, but again, you did very wary with his power. You don't want to rush him to get embarrassed. So,
this last one, are you going to be forcing that rematch? Can you be pushing for it?
I'd love the rematch. I think the fans would love the rematch. So let the people that do the business do the business.
Crowd tonight, selling out the O2. As an event, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm glad. I hit a little Frazer Clarke and then the old girl coming up here and taking over. Yeah, it's one of them. I entertained. I know if I proved, I'm not massive on it because I don't really give a shit, but you know yourself, and everyone knows everyone in the industry has doubted me since my debut because I think that was my first fight, if we're honest, my first fight. So, a few more of you believe in me a little bit. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. If you're not convinced, you're not convinced. But I can understand.
Certainly can, Frazer. Thank you very much for being to 𝗰𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗰 TV. Whatever happens next, just congratulations on an amazing performance tonight.
Wow. Ain't that something? Ain't that something, boy? Yeah, see, he made us proper competition fight. Told you. They've not been fighting bums, mate. Yeah, see, the first 50-50 fight, and we busted each other up badly. Like I said, like I said already, all time, innit? See this boxing thing there? Yeah. Like I said, this boxing thing, when you have competitive fights, that's the results you get. So, it is what it is, people. I'm gone now. Nothing more to say. No one else is chatting, so just me one. So, yeah, hope you guys appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.